advice, and we encourage independent thought and discussion.
Psych!
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who? Yeah. OBO Sound 2025.
It's time to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the one and only the super panel, the untouchable super panel. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing well. Before I introduce my guests, let me just do a little bit of promotion. Of course, tomorrow we are going to have a very interesting show. Okay, we're going to have a couple of active cops, and we're going to have people that are reformed from the street life, and we're going to talk about policing. Okay, so make sure to tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay, for another episode of the Breaking Ground, where we're going to talk about the things that we have to talk about. Like you probably already know, some people that we have on a chat, police officers and from street dudes, sit down to discuss policing and uneasy relationships between their groups. Okay. Saturday we have a debate going on at 5 p.m. I'm still going to announce who the people are on the topic, but stay tuned. And of course, on Sunday, the one and only ladies first. We're going to have a couple of ladies to debate some topics. We're going to do the reverse that we're doing today. Since we're talking about polygamy, we are going to make sure that the ladies have a chance to flip it on us. Modern woman crave multiple men. Erica Badu, beauty and success have captivated several men, but is her lifestyle now the standard? Are contemporary woman open to dating multiple men simultaneously? So we're going to have fun. 5 p.m. Sunday, okay? Today, we are ready to...
It's time to do.
So, friends, let me introduce, of course, the host of the show, ILKAN. Thank you very much for being here, sir. The one and only Jeremy Alway. Thank you very much, Jerry. Appreciate you. Cap.
I'll do it. Captain Tazariak.
I was going to stretch before I said the name.
Captain Tazariak.
Is my Russian... no disrespect, my Russian accent is crazy. I don't know how to say it. Captain, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it.
No sweat, man.
We have Mr. King Talk TV in the building. The lovely, of course, Lady Chen. She is in the boot diesel. I don't have to say.
In the boot diesel.
Thank you very much, Chen. And finally, the one and only, last but not least, Mr. Kevin Wesley. Thank you very much, sir. we have a couple more friends joining the conversation. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's have fun. If you're watching these on any other platform, please like the video and support the content creators. We are going to read the super chats every time we kind of switch gears. Okay, so the topic of today, the topic of today, the topic of today. Poly relationships. Poly relationships, is one person ever enough? Poly relationships, is one person ever enough? I'm going to let Captain kind of uh, navigate this part of the conversation. And I have a question for you, Captain, before we kind of start to go exchange ideas. Do you believe that poly is a better structure relationships I'll compare with like monogamy, for example?
Well, first, I appreciate y'all having me on the platform. It's always a pleasure to come over here and support the subject and content that y'all bring. I don't come from a position that one is necessarily better than the other. There's no evidence that really says um, monogamy is the end all be all to a perfect relationship, or that polygamy is the end all be all to a perfect relationship. The battles that polygamy has, though, is that that's the lifestyle that's supposed to be totally against, as opposed to monogamy is like the acceptable one. Even though in most monogamous relationships, you'll find somebody is living a polygamous type of lifestyle, whether I agree with it or not. I don't believe that a woman should be living that lifestyle at all. But there are men that want to be polygamous, but because society says you can't have more than one wife, they fight to not live that way and usually find some whore or some strip club or some prostitute or something like that, as opposed to just being honest and upfront with the woman by just saying that you are a man that desires other women. And I believe if men are more honest about the lifestyle, they'll find that there's women that will actually willingly walk into that lifestyle if they know it, as opposed to most men are punks for the most part. What I mean by punks is most men want to live that lifestyle, but then they'll tell that woman, no, it's just you. And then eventually they find out, and then you break the trust that you could have had with that woman if you'd have just told her up front.
Uh, anyone wants to go next? Chan, do you think women or men should participate into the poly lifestyle, or you have some reservations about it?
Do I think that? Sorry, reiterate that.
I was saying because I asked Captain if poly relationships are better than monogamous ones, right? Or like do you have any strong opinion about like poly relationships? Would you be in favor of them, against, like, what do you think?
Me personally, yeah, I'm not interested in being in a part of one. Whether it's me having the multiple, I've seen it with the women having multiple men. I mean, men are going to have multiple women anyway at certain times. I mean, but that maybe you just don't know, or if that's put to you and it's something that you agree with, then cool, no judgment from me. It's just for me. Knowingly, I wouldn't enter a situation like that.
But that's what Captain said, right? And you guys kind of overlap when you said the same kind of thing. A lot of men come in and they lie to the woman, or they lie to themselves, and they pretend that they don't want it. And women kind of know the game, men kind of know the game, but we play this game too. So, like, would you rather have an honest man that tells you up front that probably that's going to happen, or you rather not know and leave the blissful, like, the, if I don't know, it's just me?
You know, if what you don't know doesn't hurt. I respect a man if he wants to come to the table straight away and just say, you know, you're not going to be the only one. And, you know, like I said, if you agree on that, that's cool. If you don't, then you guys part ways. If he's going to do it anyway behind your back, I'd just say just don't get caught.
Damn, don't get caught. That's crazy. Jeremy, what do you think about this? What do you have to add?
I think it's to each his own, to be honest with you. I feel like if you're a person who can't deal with one person, why the hell you want more than one? And I feel like I feel like a lot of people in society they are so afraid of being judged to where they don't look at the fact that society has told you about being monogamous versus the polygamy way. And for what I've learned, they made the monogamous thing because a lot of men couldn't get women because one guy had so many women. It was left a lot of dudes with no woman. So they had to restructure things to make it to where more guys have a chance. So my thing is, I really don't care if you are able to take care of more than one person. You're able to satisfy more than one person. By all means, do your thing. But I don't think it's a better or not better. But I've seen too many men act like they want more than one woman only for the sexual aspect of it, but they're not ready for the emotional aspect, the financial aspect. They're not ready for the mental aspect of it or the spiritual aspect of it. It's only, oh, I can sleep with more than one woman, but it comes with a lot more. And the fact that so many guys complain about just one woman, it's like, fam, it doesn't get easier with two of them. It doesn't get easier with three of them. So if you don't have that capacity to do that, you might just want to master the one woman first, and then if you could possibly master that, then see if that could be something that you can do. But fam, it ain't for the weak. That's my
Can
input
I,
on it.
can I
Go
say
ahead,
something?
Captain.
Thank
Yes.
you. Just from a historical perspective, you won't find monogamy as a mandate until the white man comes in. The white man
There we go.
who's a homosexual by nature, he created monogamy. And that's what I mean. Like if you go and when you look culturally, when the Greeks and the Romans was conquering the original Japhetic people, that's when they mandated monogamy as the marriage. And when we think about marriage, most of us think of marriage as that piece of paper. So what do we do before we get that piece of paper? We have the most dirtiest sex we can think of until we get the paper. Shannon Sharp is an example of that. I guarantee you, if you ask Shannon Sharp what type of woman he would marry, he will give you this beautiful woman that is a thinker, a go-getter, a nurturer, a mother. But what did he have sex with? A whore on OnlyFans. Because that's what that marriage certificate does. That's what that piece of paper does. It gives you the notion that you don't even value sex. What we do, me as an Israelite man, what we do is we bring back the value and champion sex with a woman. What sex is for a woman to a man, because we won't have sex with anybody. Our sisters won't have sex with a man. Our brothers won't have sex with a woman if they're not going to stay with that woman or man for the rest of their life. That's how it's supposed to be. That's whether you have one woman or 20 women. You have to stay with them women for the rest of your life. That woman knows if I sleep with this one man, I have to stay with him for the rest of my life. So now that gets rid of a one night stand. That gets rid of OnlyFans. That gets rid of prostitution. That gets rid of whoredom. Marriage in America and abroad teaches you to not care about the only precious thing you have, and that's your body. You don't even give a fuck about your body because you'll have a one night stand. Oh, his chest is big. He bought all my drinks at the bar. He paid my bills. Oh, she got a fatty. She got big breasts. Look at her lips. And then you'll give away the one thing that is invaluable, your body. And then now the average nigga can say, "Oh yeah, I tapped that." I land right there.
That sounds like a good night to me.
And
I'm
you the
not going.
problem.
I'm
You
not going to
represent the
lie.
problem.
Those good nights is exactly what create the world we live in. Fatherless children, motherless children, single mothers, single fathers, because we enjoy the moment. I always say it's about really legacy, and what's happening is we selling our birthrights because we chasing ideals. I'm polygamous, number one. I got two spouses, two beautiful wives. I wouldn't say polygamy is better than monogamy or vice versa. Jeremy is absolutely right. Relationships are about the people in them. You see monogamous relationships fail every day because they simply don't know how to work together. Same thing can happen in a polygamous relationship. People often ask me, if it don't work out, what you gonna do? Like, are you gonna stop being monogamous because it didn't work out? No. It's all about who you practice, whatever relationship you have with. I'll say, firstly, we're all polygamous. This is something that the human being, for some reason, cannot accept. If we're watching National Geographic on any other animal, the description of them would be that they are polygamous. Humans would like to claim that they're monogamous, but like Captain Cesariot was just saying, when we're single, we're very polygamous. We go from partner to partner. A single man will have as many women as he can get, and a woman will have multiple options as well. It's when we get with a person we try to establish monogamy. And so, if we were actually monogamous, there would be no desire to sleep with multiple people. There would be no desire. So biologically, we are as polygamous as the rooster is. And so males are not trying to sleep with multiple women because they are low vibrational. It's their nature. And the problem is we get taught sex before we get taught structure. And so we're pursuing sex from a standpoint of validating ourselves instead of creating a family or legacy. And so by the time we've gone too far down the road, we've got children outside of wedlock, had sex with multiple partners, had multiple breakups, multiple traumatic encounters with different people. We lack trust. It's hard to commit. And so that creates all these issues that you have in relationships, which is why we're saying, hey, you can't even deal or handle one woman. Most of the time, it's because the woman's been traumatized with several encounters of men. Men also have been traumatized and afraid to really open up towards women or be loyal. It's a big problem. But if you're talking about what's holy, or what's holy is a union between one person and another person. They create their children together. What's also holy is one person and multiple people who create their children together. Okay, now a blended family is something we all accept today. We don't have a problem with a blended family, but those children are not looking at their mother and fathers every day. They're looking at their mother and their mother's or father's partner. That their partners didn't choose to adopt them because they loved them and thought they were special. It comes with the package. Often stepchildren have a hard time connecting with step parents. They have a hard time connecting with stepchildren. And often when the relationships deteriorate, they lose a step brother, a step sister, the stepfather, the stepmother. And we still accept blended families because we're like a fish in water. It's always been around us. But when we hear this word monogamy, and you're talking about a man taking on multiple women in loyalty to protect and provide for them, it's seen as a whorish act. When a single man who's a bachelor, he's not shamed at all. When he's running through women, they'll think that a polygamous man is being greedy, but if you ask me, he's not. It's the single man who has multiple women. He's not funding their lifestyle. He may do certain things for them, but they're not depending on him for everything, just like a married person would another. So I'm telling you, if done the right way, polygamy is just as holy as monogamy when done the right way. But like Captain was saying, and Jeremy was saying, if you can't handle one woman, it's really about mastering yourself. If your discipline's low, you're going to be thinking, I want all these different women because I like variety, but you're forgetting about the responsibility. And so he's right. You got to have structure. You got to have a plan. People think you have to be rich. You don't, because relationships should be about working together. This is not for boys and girls. It's for men and women who want to build legacies and lineages. So I'm not even against women having multiple men. That happens. There's a lot of kings that practice that as well. We watched the movie 300, Spartans. They were polygamous by way of the woman having multiple husbands because these men were warriors. They could lose their life out there in the field. And so when they're out at war, it's important that the wives keep making children for war and protection. So they often had multiple husbands because it was required. It's not something that women mostly just chose, but most of our lifestyles, guys, came from us surviving and thriving in nature. If you take away modern society, brick and mortar, take us back to the natural world, who would survive and thrive better? A monogamous couple or a polygamous throuple? Which one? I think
probably the couple with more kids.
Because they can make more children faster. They got employees. They help them plant, grow, hunt. And the monogamous couple will be on an island. So this is why it wasn't called monogamy. It was called life. And what was it called? Polygamy. It was called life. Now they like, or polygamy. Like, dude, polygamy is way older than monogamy. 1862, Captain Cesariot was talking about whenever they came in colonizing and brought in monogamy. Jeremy's right. if women had the choice to marry men based on resources and protection, looks, the quality of man, they would be polygamous. That's what they're doing now. I mean, a small percentage of the men are dealing with most of the women. So if right now, if they made polygamy legal, let's take all these different celebrities. Neo's doing it right now. Let's say they say we're going to be polygamous. This means these multi-millionaires, LeBron James, a billionaire. How many women could he provide for? A lot. How many children could he birth and have big ass kids to help fund his legacy? I mean, it'd be crazy. And so a lot of average men would be struggling to compete. And unfortunately, like he said, it's the white man. They know that genetically, a lot of them can't compete with even a Jody, because his genetics, Jodies have great genetics. Let's be real. That's why women choose them, even when they don't have bread. So, and it's multiple women that'll choose this guy. Now, what y'all saying was clear. Most women are not necessarily aware that they're in polygamy, but you can see they have a tendency to choose the same men, which shows you that is polygamy. But when they hear about a man having multiple women, I saw somebody put in the comments, I've never had a woman not deal with me because they heard I had multiple women. I'm the same way. When I was single, I always had a lot of women, and they always knew they never had an issue. It would become an issue when we talk about settling down. Then it's time to negotiate monogamy. It's okay, look, we're going to get serious now. It's time to stop dealing with other people. But until you negotiated that, it was what it was. And I think since grade school, we all been doing this, dating multiple people until you say it's serious. That's polygamy.
Do you real quick, do you agree? Do you believe in the same thing with women? Because for looking from like my outlook, I think women are not monogamous too. I think they just choose to be monogamous. It's a choice that they make. But if we're going biological, they actually have urges to be with other men. They get tired of being with the same man. They're like, when the time comes, they start to have the wondering why too. So would you push the same thing for the woman if it's her nature?
You said something about biologically. A woman is not biologically built. I don't even know what that means. Like right now,
I can elaborate. Like
no,
she only can get impregnated once, and she can consolidate on the best man possible, right? So what if the best man she can get is kept right now? She has a kid by Cap, and she finds somebody that is better, and she says, you know what,
no, that's not
nature is to consolidate on the best guy. So I might not even be poly, but I will upgrade and leave this guy that I have right now because LeBron James now is hollering at me. He has more power, so I'm going to monkey branch and I'm going to go even higher so I can have a kid for him. Like, couldn't woman flip it against us?
That's horrible. That's horrible because that's not biology. That's just her stupidity. She's just a hoe.
Right.
If we talking about biology, if we talk about
Isn't that
biology, and that's the beauty.
hypergamy?
That's a hoe. That's just a hoe.
Do you believe in
hypergamy is not a whore, but
wait, let me just
whore is
finish. Yeah, let me just finish. That analogy that you gave, that's just a woman that's a whore. If we talking biology and the beauty of the Most High God and his biology when he created us, that's how you know a woman wasn't meant to have more than one. Here's how you know. If I got 8 wives and I want to get them pregnant in the month of May, I can get all 8 women pregnant in the month of May. There is no waiting. If that woman has 2 men, somebody got to wait a year and a half before they get the baby. Now you fighting with it. Now the 2 niggas is fighting each other to see which one going to impregnate her first because she can't biologically have a baby by both of those men at the same time. Whereas biologically, I can provide all 8 of my women with a child in the same month. All 8 of them get pregnant. And the brother was bringing up, that's how you have a generation. Now imagine that's the start of the family. All 8 wives have 8 children, and then they build and grow. And then now his family that has his wife, they build and grow. And then now his kids marry my kids. That's what we could do by a lot. You put it in a woman's hands, it's gonna be 12 years. We're gonna have 6 kids. 12 years.
Absolutely.
So you can't. So it's not. You can't say biologically
no.
is a reason for it.
See, what he's talking about is a woman's current nature, and when we look at through the modern lens, like their tendency to want to sleep with other men and desire other
That's
men.
called being a
so,
whore.
right.
That's a
Right,
whore.
which is counterproductive for legacy and lineage. It would make you an enemy of progress, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
because
a woman
when
stepping
you think
outside of her
about it,
lane.
what you saying, what a woman is saying is she wants that single man. So now the analogy the brother gave was this woman sleeps with me, has my kid, and she say, "No, you ain't intelligent as the next man." And then here's what women think. Women think so big of themselves in this society. A woman has been propagated that a single mother has no shame to her. And I'm not knocking no single woman. My sister was one and stuff like that. This ain't about that. This is a teaching point. A single woman is taught to have no shame with her. And so now what she believes in her mind because of this society is that this brother that she thinks is greater than me, which the brother can be greater than me, has no kids, should look at her as the prize. So he got to play a video game with somebody else's joystick. Can you imagine playing? Imagine, imagine you get the game, but you taking somebody else's joystick. They already been playing the game. They got to level 7. Now you got to pick up his game to take it to level 14.
But there's a lot of men already doing that, like
I'm
the
not saying that
Sierra,
they. I'm not saying
the
that they
Sierra
don't, but that's
Russell.
not
No.
biologically.
No, I know, Captain, but the Sierra Russell Wilson situation, for example, happened. What I don't want to do is like we're going to set a precedent. We are going to say we are poly by nature, so this is why we have multiple women. And a woman says, "I'm configured to pick the best, the tallest, the most handsome, the guy with most resources. So that's my nature. If I leave you for another person that is better, bigger, taller, has more money than you shouldn't be crying because it's my nature." And now we're going to get into a part where do we validate this woman and say, is her nature? So she upgraded for Tom Brady because her boyfriend, her husband, was
See,
just a
I don't think,
cashier at McDonald's. Like, would that not open a precedent for women to act on their urges to and act on their nature?
right. I don't
Women,
think it's about validating her nature more than it is about accepting her choice. If that's what she wants to do, by law, she's allowed to do it. So I don't believe in shaming someone.
No. It's not allow you. Should we push that? Should we actually accept it and push
no.
that when a woman upgrades and says, "This is the new 2025. I have
So I
No,
wouldn't,
because the same
right.
way
Wouldn't push
we
monogamy,
should.
polygamy, or polygyny. But
Well,
I wouldn't condemn polygyny either. If a woman says, "Hey, I want to be with 2 men," and those men are willing to be with her, who am I to say anything? See, it's all about your structure. Like I mentioned earlier, as against biology as it is, there were cultures who has used this to still function. Again, with 300, like I said, they sent their armies out in droves. If you lose all those men, you lose a lot. So you still want to have
nobody is going to teach their daughters to have multiple. Nobody is raising their. Oh, you want to say something, sis?
No, I was just ad-libbing with you, sir. What you
Okay.
was gonna,
Oh yeah, nobody raises their daughters to deal with multiple men. Nobody is doing that.
Right, they don't.
So let's get out of this. This is her nature. Now, but here's the flip side. Because that mama kicked that daddy out the house, there is no daughter, no father to keep that daughter from having sex with multiple men. You know how you know that it's not in their nature? You can find out a man in his 40s slept with 30 women. Nobody is going to frown upon him. You take a woman that has 7 men that she slept with, they're going to count her bodies. There is not a thing out in the world where they count the bodies of a man. Nobody says, well, how many bodies is on your jacket?
Absolutely.
But for a woman, that is a criteria from a man that woman wants to accept from her. That woman knows if I slept with 7 men and I tell this new brother that I want to accept me, I hope he accepts the 7 men that I slept with in my past. It's damn near like a car. When you get the car, what they want, the Carfax, right? So that's what they want with a woman. That's how you know that biologically, in the community, spiritually, that is not meant for a woman to live that lifestyle. It's something that a man can accept of a woman. Like the beauty of our organization, right? In our organization, when a woman comes into the school, she's never been with a man. Now, why is that important? Because she has never been taught what it's like to even be a mother, a wife, a sister, or anything. She has to be retaught. Same thing with a brother. A brother has never been taught how to be a husband, how to be a brother, how to be a father. So in our school, especially in the Black Hispanic community, we have to re-educate, especially sexually. Sex is the one thing that is not a problem if that's the criminal act that you committed. In the Black community, if you molested a kid, it's acceptable. If you essayed a kid, it's acceptable. Any type of sexual deviancy. That's why Shannon Sharp can live the way that he lives. And nobody really gonna frown upon it. They're gonna say that's just OnlyFans. It's gonna be more of an argument of the woman being white and her being 19. It's not gonna be the fact that he slept with someone in OnlyFans, because you know what? Everybody is in OnlyFans. Everybody is in strip clubs. Everybody is everywhere. So the only thing that we can do is teach us the value of your body.
And
that's why we
and look,
champion sex.
Let me just say, 1 second, Kevin, because I have to pass to Mr. King and Mr. Ali because they didn't talk, and I want Jeremy to touch on the ball a little bit. I think woman nature is actually to be a hoe. We just restricted them. There's a reality. Yes. What Captain was explaining was nurture. It was taught to them. You shouldn't do this. Their body wouldn't function the way it functions. Like women are chaos. Women are emotional. No, Captain. That's the reality. If these women have all these
Hey, can I just
sexual
say one thing?
let me just no 1 second, Captain, because I'll be letting y'all go. The reality, once again, is these women are completely unbalanced. They are chaos. Since the beginning of time, women being depicted as slaves of their feelings. They go with the winning tribe. If they invade their tribe and their men die, they don't want to die with them. They want to go with the next tribe. They always want the best man. They always want to upgrade. They never satisfy. Their favorite word is more. More shoes, more bags, more houses, more trips, and more men. They just don't act on it and they lie about it. But the reality is they are restrained to a certain type. So my point exactly. I'm not saying that is how it should. I'm not saying that is how it should be. I'm saying that we have to start to look at women for exactly who they are. Because
just a quick yes or no. Just a quick yes or no. Thank you. And then I know the sister wanted this, a quick yes or no.
Yes.
When you say that about women, naturally whores, does that include your mom too? You said yes.
Yes, everybody has urges. Everybody has urges. They just control them. As people, like there's a lot of men that you say, for example, their nature is to fuck everybody, but they decide I'm not gonna fucking nobody. The reality is, my mom, I guarantee you, she probably has urges to be with another man, but she's with my dad for 45 years. So the reality is, even though if she thought about it, let me finish, please. Even though she might think about it, even though she might fantasize about it, even though she might have these urges, you are not what you think, you are what you do. You are your actions. So if the biggest and the best monk that is in the forest, in the middle of the trees, still has to fight his urges every day because it's his nature, why do you think the average woman and the average man don't have the same thoughts? They just don't act on it because they be nurtured and they be trained to actually suppress them. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why would I think that every woman is this kind of woman? Every person, every man has this nature. Every woman has this nature. But no, my mama and my dad, they are really good people. They will never think about other people. That doesn't make no sense at all, in my opinion.
Listen, Linda, we don't have that. We're not genetically, biologically set up that way. I'll just tell you, because of modern times and because of obviously like feminism movement, it's skewed how women actually function and profile. You've gone against their nature. But let me tell you, a woman, when she is with that guy, listen, and he's biologically, because when a woman, we create new neuro pathways when we have sex with a man. So once that's all locked in, Faye, and everything, that we could be with that guy forever. We're not thinking about, oh my God, what is it like to be?
So you only can love one man?
No, we can't only just love one. You don't only just love.
How many men did you love in your life, Chen?
Maybe about 3.
Three, and I'll guarantee you, if I look
Four.
at every, I don't want to make it personal, right?
Four.
Women believe in one man at a time. That's the reality. Is one man at a time. Is not, I will only love one person until the end of my life, and I'm going to consolidate on this person. Is I have a USB cable. I will plug it in on Fatty, and as soon as Jeremy comes inside of the room, the Bluetooth starts working again. That is like already looking for other devices. That's the reality. Women are always looking to upgrade. Women are always trying to look to get better. And if you guys don't believe it, as soon as we took the restraints out of women, as soon as religion was gone, as soon as extended family was gone, as soon as laws was gone, women went back to exactly what they were. If woman nature was what it was, woman will behave even better now that they are the most freed woman in the history of mankind. As soon as you took the things that were suppressing woman nature, they are exactly what they are. Women are whores, men are whores too. That's their nature. Fucking everybody that they deem attractive, they just don't do it because they suppress their nature.
If you ask a woman, can I just quickly say this? If you ask the woman that if she's with the current man that she's in love with, either as a partner or she's with him, and you asked her, are you able to stay and feel that this will be the only sexual partner that you could possibly have until your dying days? I'm telling you, 80% of women, we're going to do generalities, aren't we? We're not going to do.
They are going to lie. They are going to say everything.
Well, no. But if you ask a man, because we're set up different, a man won't be able to say, for the rest of my life, I'm just going to have one vagina.
That's just words. Those are just words. Chen.
Okay, go ahead.
No, Chen. I'm asking this, and King, you can go next, and Nali. These are just words. If you ask a woman, everything a woman says, I talk with Ali all the time. Everything a woman says, you have to add right now. I love you right now. I will never leave you right now. Are you hungry? Not. I'm not hungry right now. Everything you actually say to a woman says is about what she's feeling in the present. So this woman will literally say, I will stay with you forever. I will love you forever. There will never be another man in my life. And then they will upgrade. The same way we lie about our sexual nature, women lie about commitments. They lie. That's the reality. They will say, I'm completely satisfied with one level, and they'll try to upgrade to another one. And just to kind of wrap it up, Captain and Wesley, we are already accepting marrying hoes. That's the reality. We are marrying them at 30. This woman been active since 15. You might have this mythological woman that for whatever reason, because she was raised extra right or she's hyper religious, she was kind of closed off to society, so she had one boyfriend. But for the most part, if the average age of marriage is 30 and this woman being active from 15, went to college and all that thing, most of us, if we meet our wife at 30 like most of us are doing, we are going to cuff a hoe. We can be talking about men being hoes and saying accept our nature and this is who we are, and then say, nah, man, this woman only want one man. There's so many men in this panel that I know get away with robbery when it comes to women. They have one after the other one, after the other one, after the other one. Let me guess, y'all are special, right? Only the women that are dealing with you are the women that are literally saying, I don't like Fatty anymore. Look at Jeremy. Hey, look at Captain. Oh, Wesley has two women. I want to be the third. These women, respectfully, are always looking for the best deal, just like men, for the most part, are looking for the biggest booty. And Jeremy, I know you want to reply, but let me just get King and Ali, and then we go popcorn style, and everybody can touch the ball again, okay?
Be satisfied then, Faye, if you're always going to be looking for the biggest booty. Shouts out.
Shout out to Amber Rose. Mr. King?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out. Okay, so my first instinct, and I got to get this out. My first instinct when you speak is, I don't know who hurt you.
Who hurt you? Hey, by the way, shout out to the 600 people watching in all platforms. Please like the video. I was hurt.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah.
it.
Go ahead, Mr. King. I got your back. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I want to tell you that there's a type of woman that you're describing. And the kind of woman that you're describing, from my experience, is the kind of woman that we are all supposed to stay away from. So what I hear a lot from guys is they don't practice any modicum of dick discipline, and then they complain about the results. It would be the same kind of guy that you would find using rhetoric like, them crazy women got some good coochie. But then you mad that she bashing out your windows. You mad that she's scratching up your car. I cannot go to the casino, put 1,500 on 21, and then halfway through the wheel spin decide I want to pull my money back.
Damn.
If you see these things that are red flags that she's the kind of person that is going to go penis hopping like you're describing, then maybe you shouldn't give her your dick.
Yes.
And if you don't give her your dick, then you don't give her your time that she's not worth talking about. And eventually that Jezebel is going to run out of penises to serve. And she might change her life, but even if she does, she's not your problem. So what I would champion men to do is to find a way to go raw on as many investments as you've gone raw on women. Because then you won't be quite so replaceable by the next guy up who you think is higher up on the rung. Become the next higher up on the rung. Guys will go raw on a woman before they go raw on an investment. Well, I don't know too much about that. I'm not going to just throw my money into it, but you will throw your whole dick in somebody who you think is a hoe. And then complain, hold up, and then complain when she decides to keep the baby. Sir, you gave her the seed. You can't be mad at her for deciding to let it grow.
Mr. King,
you have control over that. Women can't get themselves pregnant.
You talk about dick discipline. What's your body count?
I had my first child at 37. That's the definition of
no, that was not my question. How many bodies did you add before you had a kid, brother?
I mean, it really depends on if you're including oral sex. I used to love having oral sex, and I was very popular.
Let's include all of them. How many bodies do you have? No, one second, because people.
I said that's the same. I'm agreeing with you.
No, I got you, Cap. Because you started with who hurt you, so we're going to go there, right? Who hurt you? I don't know. My daddy and my mama, they're together for a long time. I wanted something like that, and I don't find it, right? So now that we got it out of the way, and again, Mr. King, shout out to my brother ILKAN, right? Because again, I am very patient, I'm very calm, but I don't like to be tested, Mr. King. And I'm looking to your IG, and all I see is kind of you promoting the same shit that you tell people not to do. Is big booties and all these things. And I have to ask you this, and as a man, like, because we talk as a man, right? You ask me, are you standing up the PlayStation? You're now going to play seriously? How many bodies do you have to tell other people to practice dick discipline? More than 100?
The majority of my life, I've been in relationships. The people that you saw.
That was not the question.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I've really never stopped and kept count.
So more than 100.
What I'm saying is the majority of my life, I've been in relationships.
So more than 100. The majority
of my life, I've been in committed relationships. I've also been a guy who puts a lot of cars on people's video sets and photo shoots.
Around the house.
I've been around beautiful women.
So have you been fucking them?
90% of them, no.
So if 90%, what is like? Hey, Ali, can you ask me if I'm a millionaire?
Are you a millionaire, fatty?
No, I'm not. Trying to be like y'all, but I'm not. Still struggling. 35, struggling YouTuber. Mr. King, answer like a man. Who hurt you is a female tactic. I am trying to upgrade you, right?
No, when you talk about women,
when you talk about women, how many bodies do you have? Answer the question, and then you can talk about who hurt me. How many bodies do you have? Do you have more? No, Mr. King, do you have more than 50 bodies? Do you have more than 50 bodies?
A better question.
Please,
were you in a relationship with every woman you had sex with?
No, but that's the majority. That's like between
We talking about I got all my whoring out of my system before I was 21.
Yo, he just said he was a whore.
So he has lived the lifestyle. And I
You
think
just said
that's
he was a whore,
important. He has
brother.
lived the lifestyle. So what's
Hey,
the
Been
point?
in the lifestyle.
and by the way, hey, Mr. King, I think you are going to make the news
There's
tomorrow. I'm just saying.
with all the brothers
I don't-
agree
I
up
don't
here.
get the point.
All the
It's
brothers
just
up
making
here
people
agree.
experience.
All the brothers up here have to agree that they found most of their women being a whore, and then you calm down.
Yeah,
And
you know,
you
and
learn from the
what
experience.
makes
can't
that an
deny it.
important
They
what
disqualify
makes that an
people.
important statement, what makes that an important statement is that really is what counters Fatty's conversation about the
Even though
women
he
being a
did,
whore.
it doesn't change a
Wait,
thing.
right. And here's what I mean when I say it counters the argument of Fatty saying that women are natural whores,
Hmm?
because our women have stopped being whores when we stop loving them. We present to them our love of whores. When look at our music, there's a song. I know one of the brothers is from overseas. Y'all might not know this song. It's called Reasons by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Beautiful song. It's like, yeah. You know that's about a one night stand. That whole song is about enticing this woman to sleep with her. And then after he sleeps with her, he says, now that the love game has been played, all the reasons was just a charade. So all the music that men make for women is to make them believe that they want to love them, make them believe that they're going to stay with them, and then after they use their bodies, they throw them away. So we taught our women how to become whores. So when you say natural, no, but if you want to say that we taught them, yes, we taught them. You know who we hunt down? We hunt down the women that don't have fathers, the women that come from broken homes, because they're the easy vic. All the OnlyFans, if you check on half of the OnlyFans, half of the strippers, half of the promiscuous ones, you're gonna see that they was molested, touched, no fathers abused, and that's who we predatorize. And why is that important? Because the man has to take charge of that community. The man has to take charge of the nation. That's the fixing, that's the cure. Because if we don't take it, imagine if that woman tries to sell her body
I want to say
to
something.
10 men, and those 10 men say no. Maybe she'll think, I need to have something more than my body. But if she gets to the sixth man and that sixth man buys it, and then that 10th man buys it, she's never going to believe that she can't leave with her body. She's never going to believe that I got to stop leading this lifestyle. She's only going to believe to live that.
So I both of y'all brothers are two of my favorite people in the world. And I'm talking about you and Fatty. But 99% of most of y'all say I agree with y'all. But Captain Tazariak, that's what's proven that she's not a whore. Is the fact that she keeps herself clean, is the fact that she keeps herself virtuous, is she's tested by that. Most men, when we meet a woman, we test her with what we present to her to the table. If she gives it up too fast, what she likes, the type of people she likes being around, we don't turn them into whores. They have two options. They have the option to be a wife, or they have the option to be a whore. Just like us, we have the option to be a bum, or we have the option to be a productive man that builds with women. And just like my brother Fatty, I'm from the gotta keep it real tribe, aka untouchables, right? To me, most women look for security and the best. We look for wives or for sex. Most women can stop dealing with men, go to women, or use toys to please themselves without dealing with men. Most men will never stop dealing with the woman, especially if they can get a woman, no matter how old he is. And the things y'all know about our nature, men love their hoes and they love their wives. Whether it's religious, whether it's in the secular world, most women aren't loyal to monogamy or even the men they pick, and they use it with hypergamy to monkey branch, especially when she's looking for more than just a good man who can provide her security, which is a woman who's out of her mind. Which I agree with you, my brother Tazariak. I agree with what my brother Wesley said and Fatty, is that when she's out of her mind, she's like that. Not Fatty, because Fatty says she's naturally like that. But I believe a woman who's out of her mind weaponizes her sexuality and worth against herself. But most of these sisters, what Fatty is saying is if she engages in polygamy, she needs validation, she needs attention, wants to connect to someone without emotions, wanting to control a man before he controls her. They don't really like the man they're dealing with, or themselves. Is always typically for resources or company. So a lot of these women, if you look at the data, 90% of polygamous relationships fail, and it's not because men stop loving multiple women or they're one woman, if you want to be monogamous, but it's because women keep changing their minds, and their loyalty isn't where their heart is, it's where their mind is. So with that said, most brothers are loyal to women, most women are loyal to themselves.
Now, I'm not going to argue the loyal to themselves part, but the one thing you said that men test the women for being whores, right? So when they
Yes,
lay
sir.
out that test, let's say if that woman is the whore, does he still tap that ass first, or do he say, "I don't want to get with you because you too fast"?
He
Which one?
can. It wouldn't change
That
his manhood.
no, no. I'm not talking about whether it changes his
He would hit it. Oh,
manhood.
he was smashed. Captain
Yeah,
Cesariak.
he
Most
would
men would
right.
smash.
He would definitely
Most men would
smash.
smash. Of
But
course.
you know the crazy part.
Oh, hold on, Captain Cesariak. To
Uh,
be fair, right?
mhm.
If most women were virtuous, would most men be willing to smash the whore, or would they keep looking for virtuous? Like, think about it. If most of these women have been untouched,
Right.
we're thinking Fatty is talking about what's the current market is, and my brother Wesley was well too. But if most women were virtuous and we had a minority of hoes, most men wouldn't have touched the hoe. They would still be looking for women that no man has touched. But because the market's changed so much, we find our women, like Fatty said, dealing with most hoes. You find your wife dealing with
Right.
hoes.
Because like in the black community, sex means nothing. Like if we just put it at a blank statement, sex really means nothing. Sex is coming through the pores, having sex at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many videos can we see where somebody is twerking on a little kid or something like that?
Yeah.
So what I'm speaking about, what I first wanted to say, if you testing that woman to see if she a whore, the way you testing her is you're saying things to entice her. Now, here's the problem with your test. In her naivety, she wants to believe the things that you're saying. So when she goes to give it up to you and you sleep with her, you really mad that she believed your lie. That's what you're really mad at. You're not mad that she slept with you because she was already fast. You're mad that she believed your lie because you knew you was lying to her. You was testing her. You didn't mean to get her in the bed that fast. You wanted to test if she would believe you, and then you slept with her. That's the crazy part, because let's say if she was fast, you point out that she fast, and you say, "Nah, I don't want to deal with you. You too fast." I would respect that manhood. I do not respect what you want to call manhood when it's really just manipulation because you really want to sleep with her and then you use the excuse that you was too fast to throw her
No,
away.
I
That's an
disagree.
excuse that
I'm gonna agree
that's
with that.
absolutely
I
an
ain't agree
excuse
with
that
No,
you.
men
hold on,
use.
Captain Zar, hold on, real quick, y'all. Captain Zariak, the last time
Yeah.
you was here, I asked you if most women were 304s or most women coming to the table being virtuous. Most women are leading with their breasts. Most women are
I
leading with
agree.
their
No, that's
beauty.
why I said I agree with
Right,
that.
right,
Right. I
hold
agree
on.
with that. Right.
Most women are leading with their beauty. So, booty. So and then I tell men not to lead with their wallets, but they don't like a man for who they actually are. So most men may be dealing with their wallet. So if the only time a man can get woman is when he leads with his wallet or when she leading with her breast or her booty, women are controlling the current market. Women run most of society right now. They're the leaders.
Well, let me introduce you to Captain Tazaryak, because I don't lead with money. I lead with authority. That's what I lead with. I lead with structure. I lead with rules. I lead with God. And I ain't never had a problem doing it that way, getting a woman, whether a woman led with her breast. That's the last thing. The Bible says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. This is when I said, like, the men have to be taking charge. Men look for the beauty. Listen, these women is getting all these implants and stuff like that because in this society, we taught them that your breast has to be a certain size, your ass has to be a certain size. And that's just not the case. But yeah.
Cat.
What's up?
Cat.
What's up?
Most men don't like no BBLs or these
No. I'm not saying we like the BBLs.
No, but
What I'm
we do
saying
have
is
a
we
city
created
standard.
an environment. Hold on, we created an environment where a woman has to have a certain size, and that's why they're getting the BBLs. That's what I'm talking about, because we lead with the physical. We're leading with your out. You said when a woman meets you, she got a breast. She presenting her physical prowess to you. That's how she's leading the day. We taught her that.
No,
That's
Captain Zariak. By nature, if anybody had a mother or father, two-parent household, I can't speak for some people that might have some dysfunction in their household.
Right.
Most of us is suckers by nature. We want a woman. We want to love a woman.
I agree.
We want to treat her like she's innocent. We want to treat her like she's pure. Most young brothers got their hearts hurt because of what Fatty it was talking about. Most women were trying to deal with the popular guy in class, and they broke their man heart. Most men try to be good brothers and got played for the savage, for the thug, for the dude that's in the streets, for the men who didn't give a damn what women thought. And then men was like, hold up. If I'm being a good dude, if I'm being a so-called nerdy, if I'm being smart and educated, They not coming for me. They coming for the savages. So there's one dude that went completely savage, and then it's dudes that become balanced and go, I'm gonna have that savagery. And for the woman who moves like you talking about, this a virtuous and good woman, she's gonna get that part of me. That's what how most men are moving now. They move like savages, and if a woman come correct, she'll get the man that's in him.
But I guarantee you, sex is taking place in all of that.
Of course.
Is what which is what my brushback is. Like what we don't value is to say, you know what, you'll have sex with this woman. Like, and the last time I was on the show, the audio that y'all played, the cat said he faulted the man because he didn't put a ring on it. And I made the statement that before you give it a D, it should be before you give it a ring. But what we do is we have sex first and then figure out if this is a good girl or not afterwards, if this is a good guy or not afterwards. But you done gave up your body. If a woman knows that this man has no value and she has sex with him, she teaching him, you don't have to go any further. You done got the greatest prize, my vagina. The same thing with that rod. You give that rod up to that woman right away. She ain't got to do nothing else. Why I got to cook or do all these things for? It's optional at that point.
Captain Zario. Things I like to add. I don't really know how to jump in here. I don't know how y'all do it.
Oh yeah. Right. One more thing, and you got it, Kevin. Hey, Captain Zario, I agree with you 100% in the world the way it should be, my brother. I agree 100%. Right. But this is not the reality of what's going on in society. Most brothers, if most brothers are knowing the type of sisters they're coming across. Most sisters try to change a brother. They don't try to accept the brother for who he is. They try to change him, don't accept him for who he is. Their expectations and standards are out the roof, where men are very simple and they
I agree with that.
And no problem. So I'm with you if we're living in a world where these women are being taught how to be wives while we're being men in the world become men. But this ain't the world we living in today. And most of these brothers, and you too, Captain Zario, I know you was tearing the streets up. And I know Jeremy was hitting them too. He was knocking them out the park. But most of the times when we found a good sister, that's when we went back to adjust to who we are. You seem like you were a righteous brother. Jeremy too, Kevin Wesley. That's why y'all in a position y'all are. But we treated women accordingly.
Can I just say 15? Because I know the brother want to get in there.
Why did you say King? Why did you say King was righteous?
I didn't see King look at the screen. That's why I didn't say it. King righteous too. King seemed like a solid. No. Honestly, all the brothers up here seem like they're righteous and good brothers. But can't nobody say they started out here virgins and went savages before they started. All of y'all found y'all wives being savages.
So I don't.
So only thing, if I could just say 15 and I'll be done because I know y'all want to.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. When I'm speaking, so I agree with you as far as the state that we're in now. That's why every time you hear me talk about it, I say we, because I include myself. When you make it personal, you care more about it. So I agree with the state that we are in today is not where we should be, but that's what we in ISUBK does. We bring them brothers and sisters and then re-educate them on what relationships is and the value of sex. That's it. That's all I have.
My brother Wesley, you got it. But my brother Captain Cesario, can't nobody tell these sisters whether they 18 to 60-year-old.
Hey, coming out of school, you'll see.
If you ain't their daddy, if you don't pay their bills, they'll tell you straight out the gate. You can't tell me nothing. I only submit to my man.
There's sisters in our school that was just like that. And they not like that no more. We call them daughters of Zion now because they changed their ways. Just like it was brothers in our school that were absolute savages. They come into our school and then they change them. If you don't give them proper correction, they're going to stay that way. And if you just accept that lifestyle, go ahead, sis. I'm sorry, you got it.
No, I was saying.
Hold on, chat. Hold on.
If you don't change that, all they'll do is replicate that same thing.
Kevin, go right after her, friend.
Repeat cycle. So, Ali, let me just ask you a question because you seem to always have to, have always your rants on women. What is the actual on stuff? Because I never hear you going towards a solution. It's always moan. You've got a woman on the panel here and you're only addressing the men and you haven't addressed me and tried to do, well, let's flip it, Shannon, let's get it from your perspective. So I'm a part of the panel, so let's go. What's the solution? And you can address
it. Is what Captain Cesariak said, educate on women how to be wives. And Lady Chan, if we educate women on how to be wives, do they want to be wives?
I gotta say something.
Oh no! Answer the question. No. Since you say, I don't know how all of a sudden you say that when we had these conversations all the time. Are most women gonna be receptive to having wives? Let's start at virgins. So, Captain Cesario, let's walk this down. Let's be purposeful, right? If we say sisters, remain chaste, be celibate, be a virgin, and improve on being a woman. Are most women gonna do that, Captain Cesario and Lady Chan?
Yeah, I think they will if you teach them, if they have the right care. Like a lot of these women are hurt. A lot of these brothers are hurt. They've never had nobody actually give a care for them. So you cannot say, just like you can be turned into a whore, you can be turned into a righteous woman. Just like you was turned into a YN, you can be turned into a YN, which is a young man. Both those things can happen. Life, the thing about life happens. So these kids that get touched, that get over sexualized, and they're taught one way, that's why they're that way, because they were taught that way. Right now,
But Captain, based on what you're saying, Captain,
Sexy
they
Red
would
was
say,
able to sing that song Booty Hole Brown to kids. And
Five
then you're
year
gonna tell
based
them
on what
same
you're saying,
kids.
Captain, most of them wouldn't want to be wives, just based on what you're saying. They're traumatized, they're hurt. So if you ask them the question right
No,
now,
that's
the
not
current mind state
that's
they're in,
actually not
they
true.
wouldn't have anything to do with it.
I have life experience being in ISUBK that's not true, because we have a plethora of young women, old women that come into this school that are looking
Well,
for a
most people
father,
don't even
looking for
understand marriage and what it's
Let,
about. They don't even
let me
understand it. Their
let me just
criteria: you
that.
got to
let
have
me just
100,000, be
one second.
6
Let
feet
me just say
tall,
one
have an
thing.
8-inch
No,
penis.
you
Kevin,
don't.
one
They don't
second,
even
Kevin.
You
One
understand
second.
don't.
One
modern
second.
women, most
One
modern women.
second. Hey, one second. 1 second, please. It's because of logistics. Kevin and Lady Chen mic will kind of go low if anyone is talking over them. So even if you interrupt them or if we talk at the same time, we are not going to hear them. So every time Kevin and Lady Chen are talking, just let them ride, okay? And then I want to involve Jeremy a little
Yeah,
bit
Jeremy.
more. Okay, I see you, King. Don't worry, King. You didn't
I've
answer
been
the
waiting to
body
try
count.
to unpack
I really
something.
didn't
I
get to
don't know
finish
how
my
No, no,
y'all
I
answer
feel.
know.
though.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
this
you
for.
gonna have the floor, brother. I'm mute.
I'm
You
just
got it.
saying
Yeah,
this for future
I'm mute
reference.
too. Like Kevin and Jeremy and Mr. King should talk for a minute. Like I'm a mute too.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know the logistics because your audio is a little bit bad, Mr. Kevin. So go ahead and finish your point, and then we go to King and to Jeremy. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, I've been kind of holding my thoughts since you gave your points, and so from that standpoint, from when you gave your logic on women being whores naturally and all this type of stuff, um, I think the whole conversation is really from the lens of the modern world, and based on the modern world, I can't sit here and tell you that you're wrong, but what I can say is this: men and women, neither one of them are born whores, and neither one of them are born saints. We all need to be developed. And so if you have a way of life that doesn't teach certain things, people are going to move based on how they feel. And so you talked about nurture. If you nurture somebody, they'll be a certain way. Let's take nurture and turn that word to nature. Remove the modern world. Remove condoms, all this different stuff. Okay? Being a whore would literally be stupid for men and women. So you didn't do it because you understood the consequences. So now, from the standpoint of the modern world, we don't understand the consequences. So you talked about a woman sleeping with somebody too fast. This wasn't a thing. Sex is the marriage. So if you found somebody who you knew that you could rely on, that you wanted to depend on, that's how you solidified that was sex. And that could be a day, as long as you guys were serious. You understand? And so even when you bring about structure, religion, or whatever, sex is the marriage. This is how you solidify it. So having sex and saying I'm having sex prior to marriage is a modern concept or idea. Most of us have multiple wives and husbands because we're not virgins. And so if you sleep with a person, what you're doing is you're violating something that's actually holy. So whether you want to put a religion on it, a belief on it, plan for sex, plan a marriage, or just do it because it's a fling, it's holy. It's the holiest thing you'll ever interact with. That's literally how we are created. Like that's the holiest thing you'll ever do. And that prayer, when you have sex, you're praying for a child. That's what you're asking the universe, God, for whatever you want to do. That action right there is what creates life. In the modern world, we exploit sex. That's what we do. But if you go back to nature, having sex on a daily basis wasn't even a ritual. Having children all year round isn't wise because you had to compete with nature. So we didn't do that. It was rites of passage. Tribes still do this today. So you do choose, but you choose this person based on a rites of passage. You know he's capable. Ain't no lying. You can see this man's body. You can tell he can hunt. You can tell he's physically strong. You can look at his family members. You can see his genetic line. A woman knew exactly why she was choosing that man, and it was so she could build a legacy with him. In this world, we don't teach our children legacy. Period. So people just looking for people to date with no real reason to it. So we really are just walking towers of Babel. We say a lot, but we have no clue what we're doing out here. So if we had true understanding, nature is your best teacher. we wouldn't even have problems we have now. So because you have contraceptives, condoms, and you can eliminate pregnancies and all this. Now we don't have to worry about STDs. So let's say men pay women for sex, right? We offer them different gifts, whatever the case may be. Would we pay a woman to risk our body with her, even for the STD with no condom? You can see she's loose and she's willing to accept some type of money, not an actual lifelong agreement to be with her. She's willing to accept some type of material thing. Would you now say, okay, this woman who's of low value because she's not trying to trade her body for a relationship, she just wants some material thing. Would you risk your DNA, giving her your seed, risk your life with her? She could have any disease. You can't protect yourself at all with this person. So no man would say, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would because
no, hang on.
I'll pass you the microphone.
Well, hang on. Let me make sure you understand the question.
Sorry, 1 second, sir. I'll pass you the microphone.
You don't understand the question.
From 19 to 69, all of them want resources. Good woman, bad woman, tall woman, short woman, all of them want resources. Go ahead.
So again, look from the lens of nature. You're looking from the modern world. I
live in the modern world. I don't live in the forest. I live in the modern world. Let's talk about the modern world.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Jeremy, let Jeremy. I want Jeremy in there too. I want let Jeremy.
Fatty.
I love Fatty. But Jeremy, what do you have a rebuttal what Kevin is saying, or you in pro of what Kevin is saying, my brother?
Y'all been going, bro. Y'all been going for a minute. I'm just at a point where I'm tired of talking about the problem. And I want to hear solutions, because I understand when we get to a point of I've been doing this for a while, where it's like social media, and I understand, and I'm glad Kevin ended up saying it. Like I'm looking for certain words that people are saying. He said understanding. I think the issue is that we don't understand society. We don't understand what people are actually experiencing. So we like to group everybody in one pot. So you will see somebody saying, "Oh, women are hoes." It's like, bro, but society is not teaching them, and that's where you got so many guys are saying some of the things too. It's like, what do they have to live off of? When I was coming up, women were sold the happily ever after dream. So they was looking for marriage. While they were selling women that dream, they was selling men to go to work. It wasn't to be a husband. It wasn't to be. We wasn't sold a happily ever after. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. If y'all know anything about Memphis, whether it's Project Pat, whether it's 3 6 Mafia, they were pimps and they were pimping and hoeing out there. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in a culture of, man, shit, go get them. You know what I mean? It wasn't, oh, go get married, find that woman. And I really, as I got older, when I was younger, I had a lot of women. Am I over 50 bodies? Yes. I'm well over 100.
You 100.
200. Over 100.
200.
200.
Well
over 100. Did you say?
Can I get 300? Can I get 300?
It's sold.
300. But I would. But I understand me though, and I say that to say this. I was 18 living on my own. So if I was competing with other 18-year-olds, they had that house with their mom. I had my own cars. I was doing my own thing, and I'm saying this to say that. And I'm not proud of it, but it's a part of my life. It's part of my past. But I will say, when I was doing that, I was my most unhappiest. I was a broken young man. I didn't understand life at all. That's what made me almost take myself out when I finally got in something real. So when we get online and just saying, "Oh, everybody was hoes and you this, you that," and it's like, I can understand to a certain extent, but who was teaching us though? Where are we getting it from? It's not you're born that way. You're naturally that way. That's not what it is. What are we getting it from? And now y'all talk about the BBLs and how people, what is society pushing towards people? It's not pushing marriage. It's not, we don't have songs singing about being with one another anymore. We don't have the movies, the brown sugars. We don't have the Love Joneses. We don't have these inklings of, we don't have these inklings of what things could be. We only have what we have. So when I say, I'm listening to y'all and I get it, but when you have people who, and if we get back to the original topic, and we like to talk about women are they hoes, what does the woman value? When we talk about women who want structure or women who want different guys, what does she value?
clout,
what is what if that's
So
okay, and that's cool, and
money.
and that's cool. There are some women who do value that, but there's also other women as well. But if
right.
you haven't been the
Yes.
guy that out here, if you haven't been the guy out here that's talking to different women, you only gonna have the one woman to complain about.
Right.
If you
So
if you only complain about
so
the
let
one
them
woman,
so Jeremy, since we gonna have this conversation, right?
yeah,
I want to hear from you, Kevin, and Mr. King on what the solution will be, because from my experience, the worst thing you can do to a woman is tell her the truth and put expectations on her. If you
the
lie for
solution.
her, let me finish. If you lie for her and you set no expectations on her, she'll love you to death until she doesn't. So I'm asking you, Jeremy and Kevin, different from my experience, and Mr. King, what is the solution?
Why can't you tell the truth? Before
She
I say
don't want
I have a solution.
because when I tell her the truth, I'm going to be a leader and she's going to have to go accordingly with my expectations. She wants me to tell her what she wants to hear. That's why you can't
That's
tell her
not
the
what it
truth.
is. That's not what it is.
Okay.
You can't tell her the truth because you don't know what she's been through. So
And that's
hold on. He asked him.
Yeah.
Nobody,
You're good.
no man or woman don't want to hear shit you have to say if you don't know what I've been through. So if you lead with understanding, if I understand what you've been through. I understand every possible aspect of what you experienced. Now I can tell you this is a better way to do it. I did skits that did billions of views. Billions. I would act out a skit that I have never ever been through, but it would do millions of views and people can relate to it because I understood then they would want to listen to me say something because I understand what they are experiencing.
No, I don't
People don't
disagree.
want to listen. So I'm saying, so the solution
No, but that's
is
two.
not.
But that's two different arguments. We're talking about.
Ali, 1 second, just 1 second. I don't know what she been through. She was a hoe before she met me, and she will continue to be a hoe after she meets me. Jeremy, 1 second, because
more on just one thing, brother.
Jeremy, I just shoot and then I pass the ball quick, right? Like I'm not somebody that pounds the ball a lot.
Yeah, you don't understand
Jeremy,
the game.
1 second, Jeremy. Like, think about it, right? Think about it. This is the arrogance of men. Like, oh, she's a hoe because I made her a hoe. No, she was dealing with men before you, and she's going to keep dealing with men after you, and there's nothing you can do because she's been through enough men. So now when she gets to you, she's already molded. She already has a mindset. I will ask you a question and then you got it, right? How can you get through hundreds of bodies without most women being whores, right? Because like, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel good. But how can you get hundreds of bodies without most women just running around and being hoes because they find you attractive, because you have clout? You mentioned that you had the house at 18. Why are these 18-year-olds all of a sudden gravitating towards the guy with the house when there's probably a very nice guy that is not running through them, try to buy them lunch and be with them, but they choose Jeremy because Jeremy is handsome and is well off, so now they gravitate towards you. Most of them are playing the game. So how can they not be hoes if you have that body count?
Who said I wasn't nice?
He's well off.
No, Jeremy. 1 second, Jeremy. Did you? 1 second, Jeremy. If you were, I'm not talking about your personal life or your achievements, right? For example, a woman can be a great mayor, astronaut, whatever outside of the home, but then she's a hoe. She doesn't know how to deal with men, right? What I'm telling is that you probably was a good dude. You were doing your thing. You were actually striving for greatness. But when it came to actually women, you were running through them because if you actually were a good man for marriage or for relationships, you would stop by the 3rd woman, by the 7th woman, by the 15th woman. You can tell me that you fuck hundreds of women and none of them were good. So, like Ali say, we are going through woman until we find one good woman and we say, you know what? This one is different from all the others. So let me cover. If you had to go through all those women, that kind of proof that those women are hoes.
Let me teach you something. Apparently, I understand that what I'm saying you have never experienced. So I'm gonna teach you something.
Yes.
Being that I was trying to smash a whole bunch of chicks, I don't know if they were good or bad because I didn't give a damn.
So who created the problem? Oh no, stop there. See, I'm now free. No justice, no peace. I didn't damage woman. You did. You created hundreds of women for other men to cuff. So if I haven't been through it, but you did, you are the one fucking up society because you are coming on this woman. You are coming on this woman knee. You are coming on this woman knee and saying to men like Fatty, "Hey Fatty, go get her. She's not a hoe." But I didn't cuff her.
Who Who said she was a hoe though?
No,
because
Jeremy,
why is it that she smashed me mean that she smashed everybody?
Jeremy, well, no, Ali, 1 second, just 1 second.
You know, y'all got
said,
away from his question.
You said
we did get away from the question, but
you said that you said I never experienced that, right? So my question to you is, Jeremy, why should I cuff a woman that you didn't?
I don't know why you should. I'm not telling you to cuff anybody.
So
no, hold on. Hey, Jeremy, this is the problem we have in society right now. A good man and a bad man is objective, and a good woman and a bad woman is subjective. The fact that you said we don't know whether they were a good woman or not because you had sex with them says a lot about the fact that we can point out to what a good man and bad man is. So if you had sex with her without her having any expectations of you, what all could you assume if she let you inside her body without committing?
Who said she didn't have no expectations, brother?
No, Jeremy, I'm asking, how she get inside of you if she wasn't going to be on your page?
You said what?
How do you get inside of her if this was a good woman who only wants to be with men she'll cooperate with and date with? Were you bad to all these women?
No, some, yeah, for sure.
But were you looking for a relationship?
That's yes.
Okay, and so why didn't it work out? Was it always you that was the problem, or was it the problem?
No, this is my thing. I understand there's different kinds of women.
Yes.
So I understood I can get women different kinds of ways. Were some of them hoes? Yes, they were. Were some of them good women? Probably so.
Why didn't you cut
women? Because it's not about having a good woman. Once you get older, you understand you can find a good woman. Doesn't mean she's good for you, family. You might be a magnificent man. Does not mean you're magnificent for a particular woman. It's not about. You're not listening.
No, I'm listening. Of those 100, let's assume that you were good. Why didn't you cut them?
Listening?
Hey, hold on, Jeremy. This
no,
is what he's asking.
No.
I know. Hold on, Fatty. Hold on. Break it down a little bit more. Hey, Jeremy. Straight up, right? Do you believe most women, like honestly, do you think, being transparent, do you believe most of these women, 71% of our women are unmarried? Do you think most women are good women or bad women? Just real quick, yes or no, so I can ask you the next question.
Good and bad, the same thing.
Do you have a woman right now?
My personal life.
Now, that's fine, but I believe that me and Fatty both agree there's nothing more greater than a good woman on this earth, that walking on this earth.
I will never be with a good woman.
My brother Kevin has 2 women. My Captain Zaryak, who God knows how many wives he got, but he knows that but a good wife is the most valuable thing. So if a lot of brothers
never be with a good woman.
If a lot of brothers, well, let me finish this first before you say that. If a lot of brothers know that women are the most valuable things, and they're the greatest thing that people come to, and actually the walking magnet of life, everybody comes to them. Why aren't men having women? And why would you never be with a good woman?
I won't be with a good woman because everybody who think they good have issues they never address. A lot of people say they good and you have trust issues. She got abandonment issues. She got anger issues. She's petty. She's argumentative. She don't have to take accountability. She's still a good woman, but she have issues. I don't want nobody who's good. Everybody think they good. I want somebody who works on themselves as a pastor. I understand.
Hold on, Mr. King. Mr. King, hold on. Hey, Jeremy, hold on, Mr. King. We playing semantics, Jeremy. I'm talking about a woman.
Semantics.
It is because
this is how I view the world. I don't view it how y'all, because y'all have y'all own.
No, I respect it. I respect it though. I respect that you're saying that a lot of me and Fatty talked about that yesterday. There's a lot of people perpetrating a fraud where they say they're good people and they not. Hold on. So it's intentional conversation. We are talking about a woman we all know is good, not the one who says she's good and she's not. No, I'm just saying we don't look at. You said it's subjective. So I'm going based on what you said.
Y'all talk in broad statements.
No,
individualized. Which
I'm not.
I have yet to been able to finish.
You can't. Hey, Kevin. Okay, hold on.
Listen, bro. I sit here and listen to y'all speak for an hour, bro.
No, but Jeremy, hold on, Fatty. If it's intentional, it's a woman you believe is good. You said it's subjective. It's the woman you believe is good. You're not trying. You're not answering the question.
I'm not. I just don't.
You know what?
No, I mean, Jeremy, I'm asking you based on you.
Y'all talk in broad statements, bro. It's never individualized. When you ask me about women being good, she was good, but she wasn't a good fit for me.
And I said to you. So to you, if she's a good woman to you, that's why I said forget what everybody else think. To you, if she's a good woman, you never found a woman that was a good woman to you.
I never said
no,
it.
but that's what I'm asking. What makes it when a lot of brothers don't have a lot of women in their life? Because if we say they're not a good
And
woman,
that's
to
their
them.
fault. That's their fault. They too busy complaining about women versus trying to understand women. Of course, y'all dudes like to focus on the only ones that they get shot down from or get did wrong. You like to focus on the hoes, bro. There's too many women out here to focus on it. It's too many women. But if you want to keep focusing on the hoe, that's why you're not gonna find that woman. It's too
we can
many
agree on that.
women, bro.
How can you
Jeremy,
agree on
Hold
that?
up.
So,
I gotta say this.
wait. And King,
right,
you got
bro.
it up.
Man.
You got it up. I promise, King, you got it up for me.
Y'all
Jeremy,
been talking y'all
Jeremy,
ass
1
off.
second.
Ain't nobody
Jeremy.
got it, bro.
No. We're not going to do that because everybody's been.
You what? This man talking about?
The question is this, right?
Oh, Lord.
And Jeremy, this is why I kind of like, because you were arrogant, right? You said you never been through something. If you said I haven't been through what you have been through, right? And I'm looking at you to guidance as a more successful man than me, right? If you understand woman, why don't you keep them? If I don't understand them, I have an excuse.
Jeremy,
I don't understand
Jeremy,
them.
can I ask you a question?
Kevin, 1 second, Kevin. He doesn't need no help. Okay. If
It's
I
a
can
simple
understand,
answer, bro.
if I can't understand woman, I have an excuse to not keep them because I don't understand them. This is what he's saying. We don't understand them. So if we don't understand them, and I assume that you do, Jeremy,
Yes, I do.
why you don't keep them if you understand them?
Because I understand. Once again, I like the word understand. I understand because I understand them does not mean I have to agree with them. I understand why she chooses to be a hoe. That's you. I ain't gonna do with it. I understand why somebody want to be gay. That's them. Ain't gonna do. I understand why Kevin is in a polygamous relationship marriage. That's him. I can be understanding does not mean I have to participate in whatever.
So you want
Being
me
who understands, being a man who understands doesn't mean I have to be with these women. And I hold on. You ask questions. Let me finish.
I'm not talking.
Let me finish. I've been online for years, and I used to be a messed up individual. I used to be a broken man. I was an immature little boy, and that's why I was moving the way I was. The man I am today, I would never move like that. I don't move like that no more.
There's your
But I
answer.
was an immature little boy, and that's why I was tell people these things. So you have never lived that type of lifestyle. So you just get mad at all women and say they hoes. And I'm saying, bro, I've had them. I've had women who wanted to give me everything, and I'm like, nah, I'm straight, shawty. I've had women when my car's down, let me drive her car. I've had women give me money. I had women fly me out. I've had women take me out the country. If you haven't had this shit and you just see that women are hoes, you haven't lived a certain life to understand different kinds of women. That's why you're on this motherfucker bitching.
And you still didn't keep them. They did all these good things for you. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. Don't even do that. Don't do that. I'll let you talk. Listen carefully to what he said. He had woman flying out, woman giving him money, woman cooking for him, woman do everything that is good from a good woman.
No. Hold on. Hey, Fatty. I swear. Hey, Kevin and Captain Tazariak, if y'all don't hold him accountable, then y'all live in contradictions. If you're saying we're wrong and he's not being with any of these women that's paying for him, that's being nice to him, that's giving sex to him, if he's not wifing them, it's contradictory to what you're saying about us coming together. It means he's the him. Like, and Jeremy, I'm not speaking for, I don't know your whole personal life, right? No, let me finish, brother. If we're talking about having solutions and men and women coming together, and you had an abundance of women that were doing all these things for you, you didn't keep them, then you would have to be the problem.
Let me respond, please. Please let me respond.
No, Kevin, no, Kevin. You started going, shoot, is going over our head.
Right, let me make my point.
I'm gonna give the mic right back to you and Captain Cesariak. If Ali is out here messing with all these women that are treating me abundantly good and they're great to me and I'm not wifing them, I'm a problem, and y'all need to be addressing me. So you're saying it's going over our heads. If he's that, and I think Jeremy can get lots of women. You too. If we're not wifing them and they're great to us, then we the problem.
So let me say this real quick. Here's why it went over your heads, okay? He's already said he was a problem, that he was broken. He already said he was. Okay,
stop. Don't go too fast. Kevin. No, Kevin. Stop.
I can't even get a sentence out.
No, Kevin, stop. Is he still a problem now, or has he healed?
We don't know that yet. All I know is what he's telling me about his hair.
He's right there.
I literally said that's how I used to be, and I would not move like that no more.
So why don't you finish my statement though? Can I finish my statement, please?
Kevin,
Let
he's always
let him finish. Kevin.
Not because he's always a
I
statement.
always say, look, I always say
Kevin.
a true display of manhood is having patience and allowing people to finish their damn sentences.
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey,
brother, I apologize. Go ahead.
No. And being a man is while other men are talking, not doing the woo and not
you're doing like this
and gesturing and all that shit. He's staying stoic and looking at the camera and respecting the other person talking without doing all the motherfucking shenanigans.
You were going swoop. It's going over.
Now you can go ahead and do your statement. I'm going to be quiet.
Everybody up here is remember that, Kevin. We all connected to each other. Everybody up here is very intellectual brothers. If we're about bringing people together and somebody's mistreating or disrespecting the abundance of women that come to you, then you the problem. You said it's going over our heads while we holding them accountable.
I'm trying to explain why I haven't been able to do that.
So go tell us, brother.
So when we're talking, there's constant interruptions. We can't really get our statements out. So I'm communicating with Jeremy that this is going over his head, not trying to interrupt you guys. Two different things. But I'm saying it's going over his head because Jeremy's explaining to him that through my experience, I have an understanding because I was once broken. I was once a victim of my own circumstances and environment. I understand this because of that. What he's saying is, I want to now judge you for it. No, he said, I understand it because I've been there. So now saying, okay, so you didn't marry any of these women? It went over his head because he didn't get the point of what Jeremy's asking a question. Okay. And the reason he can answer this question is because he has experience. So are all women bad women? He can say, no, they're not all bad women. Why can Jeremy say this? Because he's dealt with good women and bad women, and even good women, he didn't keep with him because of who he was at the time. Now, with that understanding, we understand that Fatty has a point that men do ruin women. Men don't always keep good women, but that's the answer to the question. So again, is there an answer to it? The answer is
that's not what Fatty was saying. Hey, Kevin, that's not what Fatty was saying.
Again,
go ahead. No, Kevin. If we both have autonomy over our bodies, and I'm still mistreating and disrespecting women, I'm mistreating and disrespecting them. Correct? I'm not talking about Jeremy anymore. If a woman is engaging in the same behavior, we are consenting in that type of toxic behavior. Correct?
Yes.
So if you can't say you don't know if this is a good woman or not, if she's still engaging with a certain type of man. We both are on that same mindset, unless she didn't know he was like that. But Jeremy says he tells the truth. So she already knows who she's dealing with. He's a truthful brother. He's an open, honest brother. She knows who she's dealing with, and she says she'll still deal with the brother. All we saying go ahead, Jeremy. If I messed up something, let me know.
Because, bro, I'm 35 years old, bro. I gave y'all examples when I was 18 years old. Mm-hmm. I said I've experienced certain things. I like to talk about how bad I used to be because that would make me have a level of understanding. And I still didn't understand it until I got with my ex-girlfriend and I realized how terrible of a man I was. Mm-hmm. That's what made me start to evaluate myself and understand, like, damn, bro, you lacking in so many different areas. And that's when I got back and started talking to the women of my past, and I was very apologetic, just saying like how sorry I was. I didn't understand at the time the damage I was doing to them. Once again, I broke down. I said, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I talked about the environment. The environment taught me this. So this is how I was moving. It took going through a situation for me to understand, damn, that's fucked up. Mm-hmm. So now, so you saying holding me accountable for the guy I used to be, I'm not that dude no more. I've been destroyed that guy.
How is
dude, the guy who you said you were, we've all admitted to being on the same panel.
I got you.
That's not.
We're all saying that we took part in that world in hookup culture. We're all saying that. So
that's not the part. That's not the part I was trying to hold him accountable about. It's the fact that he would get rewarded more than the good guy. All of us know the good guy was getting passed over. The righteous brother was getting passed over. The man that would treat her, the man that would treat her nice would get passed over. Those women had to be bad women if they were rewarding the brothers who were savages. You can't not know she wasn't a good woman. If she was a good woman, she would have listen.
Ali, 1 second. Can you stop there?
Yes.
I literally told Jeremy, those women were choosing you at 18 because you had the house. When they had good men probably want him to buy them lunch and doing all these good things for them. You know what Jeremy said? Who told you I was not a good person?
Thank you.
You no, 1 second. You said it. I literally made the statement that Ali is making right now. that women were passing good guys that probably were treating him right for you, and after that you said, I was broken, and I was this, and I was that. The point of the conversation is simple, Jeremy. You were 18. Now we are 35. You are my age. We had the same trajectory. We were son of a bitches when you're younger, and when we kind of mellowed out. What's your excuse now, sir, that you are a grown-up? Now that you are healed, now that you are not damaged, now that you have status, now that you have everything,
you
what
the
is your
man.
excuse now to not keep a motherfucking woman? Tell me.
Who said I don't have one? I just told
Are
you
you
my
married?
private life.
Are you married, sir?
It's my private life.
Are you married?
I might be.
He did say his private life. And he did
totally,
say his private
Captain,
life.
at least
is
you
his
told us
private
you had wives. You just wouldn't tell us how many.
Yes. No.
Yeah, but that's for
But
protection.
I respect, hey Jeremy. I respect Jeremy. We have to respect that. If it's his private, but it's
totally
hard.
fine, but
It's
Jeremy,
hard to gauge. It's hard to
I don't
gauge.
talk.
Hey, Jeremy. No, Jeremy. You know what the problem
day.
is with Jeremy? 1 second. Just 1 second. I got you, brother. This is why conversation shouldn't go personal. You made several statements about my personal life and about your personal life. You said, I've been doing this and I've been doing that and I've been getting this and I've been getting that. And now that I ask you a question that actually really matters, is not the YouTube views and not the clout and the house that they team. Now that I ask a question that it truly matters, it's private. I don't want to say
now
that.
we can't.
I don't.
Once again, I respect
I don't
that.
talk
I
about. I don't talk about my
respect that.
personal
I'm
life.
Well, I
just
tell
saying.
you what, hey, Fatty,
I
you can ask
respect
me
that.
those
I'm just
questions.
saying,
Hey,
don't make
Fatty,
it
you can ask me.
personal if you don't
No.
want personal to go
But
back
he
at
said,
you.
hey,
That's very
Captain,
fair.
Captain. He said he had 200 hoes, but we can't tell us if he had one woman or one wife. That's the main thing. He talked
I
about his
get that,
personal
and so
life.
Hey,
right,
Ali,
and so I
Ali,
think
I got a
that's
question for you, Ali.
when you got it. I think that's
Hey,
when
can I ask Ali a
to
question?
Jeremy.
Hold up, Kevin. Can he just
Wait. Yeah. Let give me just 1
Yeah, I
second,
think
please.
that's when to Jeremy, you got to be a little bit more honest in that. I'm gonna use myself as an example, right? I
I
don't
ain't gotta
give the
be
num.
shit.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you the. I don't give nobody the exact number of wives that I have because people have tried to find out about my personal life, but I don't deny that I have other wives.
I don't deny
So there,
nothing. I just don't tell people. It's
no,
not
I'm
your
not
business
saying you're
what I got
denying
going on.
anything, but when they say like, "Are you in a relationship?" and the first thing you say, "I don't talk about my personal life," that is denying it. Because saying you're in a relationship is not
Why
saying.
does why does that
Let,
matter though?
let me finish.
We want the
It matters because once you open up a part of your life that was bad, and then you want to emphasize and want us to respect it now that it's good, and then you hold that
Respect
part
it.
back, it's not as genuine as it is. Because again, if you're talking about
That's
other
why I don't do
people
this shit.
that are open that up, if you don't do it, then you might want to, it might not be built for it. Maybe you're not built
Bro,
for it. But
I don't do panels. I don't do none of this shit because
there's a
because I
leave button at the
understand
top. There's a leave button at the top.
I understand that people only like to talk from one perspective. I'm answering questions. You ask me a question, I answer questions, and there's certain questions I don't
But
answer.
actually,
That's
Jeremy,
point
you was
blank.
say something. Sorry, I just need to
well.
say something.
Okay,
Y'all
sis.
don't let people finish they
I
sentences.
Man, I
Y'all
swear to
realize that?
God, they don't, bro.
The
I
man-
sit here and say shit for
Hey,
an hour, bro.
1 second. The
Nah.
thing
Y'all some crybabies, man.
it was 1 second. It was Chen and King next, but y'all got on the back and forth. So this is what we're going to do. Y'all can finish your back and forth. Chen uninterrupted, King uninterrupted, then Kevin can ask a question he wanted to ask to Ali. Okay? Nobody interrupts, so nobody says I didn't have my chance. And King, I apologize. We've been neglecting you, brother. But since you said who hurt you, we kind of was like, ooh, we. So we will leaving the best for last. Jeremy and Captain, Lady Chen and King, and then Kevin can ask the question and do whatever he needs to do. Go ahead. You guys got it.
Oh, Jeremy, I think you said your
Yeah.
name first.
Jeremy and Captain. Yes, you guys can go ahead.
Everything I've said, I've been answering questions. I bring up my personal life at a certain time because I would ask the question. So when I answer certain questions and I don't answer certain questions because y'all want to tell y'all personal business and that's y'all. I ain't knocking y'all. That's how y'all to choose to live. But if I'm on here answering a question because he talking about women, I'm like, bro, it comes to you have to understand them. And I tell you why I understand them. What you are right now? It don't matter what I am right now. I'm no longer the guy I used to be, and I'm also agreeing about you saying they just hold by nature. Like, no, I curated a lot of fucked up women. And I would admit to that. be on here just arguing and complaining. It's not solution based at all. You not one time did y'all. I had to literally tell y'all why I changed. You didn't ask, so why you stopped doing it? How you get to this guy then? If it used to be this guy. What made you read? You didn't ask that question. Y'all just want to argue and bitch about the same shit. And I get it, bro. But at the same time, like, bro, at some point when you offer a solution, at least
So what's
I
I
already
think
got a solution, bro.
I asked the
I
solution.
think
I did ask. I asked the
that's what
solution.
that's what I was gonna bring up. So
I have
Jeremy,
one.
for
I thought
me,
y'all.
it was just a simple
No, I wasn't done.
Jeremy. I thought he said Jeremy, myself, and then you
Yeah.
then you.
Jeremy and Captain, and then Lady Chen
Sorry.
and King interrupted. It's a back
Right.
and forth between
No,
both of them.
yeah,
Because I don't want. And by the way, the link that I dropped in the chat is for Mr. Fantastic. If he's at home at his studio, if you're not Mr. Fantastic, please don't jump in the link. Okay, we're going to open the
I just
panel.
wanted.
We're going to open the panel in a few 1 hour or something like that. Go ahead, Captain
Okay.
and Jeremy, and then Chen and Mr. King.
Gotcha. Yeah, for the record, I didn't speak because I had spoke a lot until my name was brought up to speak. The brother said Captain Jazari because they wanted me to jump on Jeremy. And so the only thing I was going to tell Jeremy when they ask you a relationship is just a yes or no, keep it moving. But what I do want to highlight is that when Jeremy presented the subject of having a solution, it was Fatty that changed the subject. When Jeremy was talking to Ali about a solution, he was like going into that woman's background. That is a solution because that's what we should be doing with everybody. You have to go into everybody's background. When you meet a woman, I know now I'll speak personally. When I meet a woman, if I'm gonna have an interest in her, I'm not asking her about what she is at 30, 32, or 42. I'm asking about what she was when she grew up. So you can find out about her childhood. You can find out about what her life changes because a lot of us was made when we were young. And it's only when we get older that we recognize whether that psychology was good or bad. So when Jeremy says he was a messed up individual at 18 or 20 and then life changed, that's a good thing that he was able to change on his own, but everybody don't have that intellect. Everybody don't have that intelligence. And no, maybe he had a brother or a sister that came and showed him something different. So when the brother Ali asks, how do you fix the problem? You have this one word, compassion, which we don't have. We don't have compassion on a brother or a sister to want to care what happened to them. I do now, me personally, I do. Like when I go out and teach, I'm not known for being a blogger. I'm not known for being anything. Well, debater, I am known for being a debater, but I'm known for being in the streets, going into black communities of all kinds, going into prisons, going into all these different places to get into the psychology of men and women to discover how they was made the way they were, and then to give them a solution to correct how they were. That's a solution. I land right there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, Jeremy, I just want to address you, sir. The only reason nobody's on here telling everybody their business, like we don't sit on here and just like talk our business. I'm quite a private public person myself, if that makes sense. Okay, so I give the relevant information when it's needed. All right, you don't have to huff and puff. It's not a big deal. We're talking as two adults. Okay, so obviously I agree with some of the things that you were saying, but what Ali and Fatty and myself are, the reason why I think we're asking, so are you married or do you have a woman? It's not to be in your business. It's just to see the timeline of the results, to see if what you did, you identified yourself as the problem in the beginning, right? At 18. Yeah? No? Yay? Nay?
I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I ask you a question, I'm not being disrespectful, am I, sir? I'm
No,
not.
I'm just listening.
Okay, so
I ain't want to interrupt you.
Nice. It would just be nice so we could just converse. And if I ask you something, you respond. You ask me something, I respond. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a dickhead. Okay. I'm just from Great Britain. So, listen. So when you was 18, you said you was a dickhead. Basically, you was a dickhead. Okay. So we get that. So now we want to know: are you still a dickhead?
I can be a dickhead and married.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to ask. So we just confirmed that really, timeline-wise, he still stayed a dickhead. All right, let's move along.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I wanted to.
One second, Wesley. Mr.
It's
King,
crazy
and then
work.
Wesley, you
Crazy.
knew the order, Wesley. Don't get frustrated with me.
No,
You know
I didn't know. I didn't know it was King.
No,
King
no,
what?
I love you, right? That's somebody says that. Mr. King, and then we go to Kevin. I think he has a question for Ali, but he can move along.
Basically,
Mr.
this
King,
conversation.
and
So I wanted to say this to the panel. I would love it to see us get to a point where we worry more about alignment, meaning being with people who align with our goals and our dreams. I think that oftentimes we spend too much time in conversation about people we were not meant to be with. And I would love to see us focus on people we want to be with. I think that not every man is meant for monogamy. I think not every woman is meant for polygamy. And that if you're a guy who is overwhelmed with dealing with one woman, don't even have the conversation involving multiple.
Exactly.
I think in order to be in a polygamous relationship, you have to have a wealth of patience. You have to have mastered the art of leading with compassion. You have to understand the importance of communication and consistency. I am married. I've been with the same person since 2003. I also am a polygamist. I just don't talk about it very often. I happen to be in a relationship with 3 women. 2 of them live with me. So when I speak from a place of experience. I believe that there are ways to realize if the person that you want to be with is a person that is capable of compassion. One of those ways is to try doing community service while you're dating. If a person is willing to do community service, they are willing to pour into somebody without expecting something in return. It is a good sign of character. If you mention community service and a person looks at you like you don't lost your damn mind or grew a third eye, like you lost your mind or grew a third eye, then that it might be a sign that for that person, compassion, care is only something they do in exchange for an orgasm or a bill. Right? So we're talking about solutions. I want to get us on solutions. I hope that everybody finds the love that they deserve, but I hope that everybody prepares themselves to sustain it once they obtain it. A lot of guys spray on charisma like cologne, and then when the scent wears off, they wonder why she goes to the next person with a good scent. Your charisma was sprayed on, sir. A lot of guys will go do maintenance on their car every year, but won't do maintenance on their soul. You're still broken, black man. There's still something that hurts because every day, being a black man in this society, we go through a certain amount of traumas. And most guys look for therapy in a woman's vagina. And when you get to the point where you stop looking for therapy and validity inside of a woman's vagina, you will actually create the types of goals, discipline, morals, ethics that make you more than just a male. Paying bills does not make you a man. That makes you an adult. And a lot of guys are running around here wanting a certificate for adulting. Talking about, I'm a good man. How is she supposed to know you're a good man, sir? Because you have a roof over your head? You need a roof over your goddamn head. Stop looking for a freaking participation certificate. What have you done to show that you have leadership qualities? You are asking for a job without jack shit on your resume. Get your resume up. Do you care for your niece, your nephew, a senior member of your community, somebody that's not giving you an orgasm? If you don't do that, guess what? She don't see shit on your resume. I'm gonna leave it there.
Mr. King, I was feeling bad by freezing you out for like 15 minutes, but now that I'm kind of regretting that. By the way, and I don't want to be funny, even inmates do community service. So if that's the deal, like the O.J. Simpson did community service.
Those are people who are.
If that's what you, I'm just saying.
They did this. Those are people who are forced to do it. See if somebody's willing to do it with you.
So, Mr. King, if a woman wants to be with me, she will do everything I want her to do. She will do everything I want her to do. That's the reality. Women are copycats. She's a Celtics fan until she be with Mr. Fantastic. Now she wants Mr. Fantastic. Now she's a Laker fan. She's a Christian. Now she meets Kevin. And if Kevin is a Muslim, she will become a Muslim too. This woman will mimic the man that is in front of them so they can get their position. So if you say, I want you to do community service and she wants you, you know what she's going to do? Let me pick up some trash. That's what she's going to do.
I
So,
think a woman.
it doesn't work.
Hold on. I think a woman will do community service before a man because women lead with compassion.
No, the fuck they don't, bro. Stop it. Next person.
Listen, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the women that you should stay away from. I'm talking
Kevin,
about healed women.
So I still would like the solution, but Kevin, you heard what he just said, right? Right? Two different lifestyles, right? Jeremy didn't have to do none of that. The man that's him ain't got to do none of that for these women. But the men who are doing all this for a woman still ain't good enough for that woman. And she'll still look over him for a Jeremy. And Jeremy can't say he's the problem because if they want a Jeremy, Jeremy can't do nothing about that. And if they don't want a Mr. King, he can't do nothing about it as well too. But all these men that we always profess this sky expectations and standards of what a man is supposed to be for a woman that she don't want. She wants the man that ain't got to do none of those things for him. He just him straight off gate. So when we talk about solutions, that's why I keep asking y'all. We can build men up as great as we want to. These men are supposedly better than our fathers. 57% of black men in middle class. Black men out earn white women this quarter. 58% of black men are in their kids' life inside the house. 72% involved with their children more than any other race. Men are building themselves, becoming better men now. What if we're trying to ask women to be with brothers and we're still not defining what a woman needs to do? And that's fine. We can sit at brothers. It's not working because the sisters still leave the men when they get married to these great brothers. We ain't got to look at the brothers who do it wrong. We look at the brothers who do it right. And if the brothers who do it right, the relationships fail, why do we keep pointing at the brothers who doing it wrong when the ones who's doing it right, the relationships are still failing?
So in our organization, I'll be brief because I see Jeremy got his hand up. In our organization, which I try to spread outside of our organization, if a brother or sister come into our school, they don't get in a relationship for a year if it's with someone in our school, because the whole point is to get them to change their thought process, not just in relationships, but just in their life period. So they can understand how they have to be, so they can understand, the woman can understand how she has to be, so she can lose what she thought was a man. Like all the things that we're talking about that men and women use to attract men and women are all true, but they're all bad in a lot of instances. So what we do is reset their thought process. So that's the solution that we provide. So if nobody is providing, and so I try to always tell that outside of my organization, so that maybe if a woman got to know a man or a man got to know a woman before they led with their body, then they might discover things about them that require change. They might find changes within themselves if they have to pursue or do those things. So that's one thing that we do one of many things we do for a solution. I know Jeremy had his hand up.
Go ahead, Jim.
And after Jeremy, please, Kevin uninterrupted because it was his turn, and Mr. Fantastic, please. Jeremy uninterrupted, Kevin Fantastic.
I just had a question. How did I used to get the women?
You were a selected man. You said.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other guy. He said
you
said a guy like Jeremy or another guy.
You said you got 200 women, right? You had over 200 women, right? Oh, you didn't have to do.
He said how.
I said
you didn't have to do. You didn't have to do anything but be you.
I need more than that. Like what is it?
Just you. Just be okay. So I know you said earlier that if you don't know how to be that, you can't talk about it. You're talking about to the same kind of guy who had those bodies too. So I just was me. I did what I wanted to do. And women say, okay, I want to be with him. I produced. I became a productive man. I just was me. Women just picked me. I didn't have to do anything that the other brothers were doing to try to go through all these obstacles to be with women. I was just me. And women were like, I don't want to be with him. I want to be with this guy.
So that's all okay. Y'all can continue then.
So Jeremy, so okay, I'm wrong. Okay, so if I'm wrong, what did you have to do to get these women? Did you chase these women?
I mean, I tried to articulate that, but I keep getting asked different questions that's changing the topic of the story.
Hey Jeremy,
when I first said the 200 or however y'all he kept adding the numbers when I was talking to you.
Jeremy, just do it now, brother.
I got women in different.
Just tell us how you got them.
I got women in different ways. I said, well, you said with some of them some hoes, yes. Was some of them was good women? I don't know if they were good women. Did I manipulate someone to think I was this dude? Yes. I was only saying this part because I would say you. I can't see y'all name. Fatty, he was making it seem like they only choose these one type of guy. I'm like, no, I had women who were doing X, Y, and Z for me because I was manipulating some of them. I was doing X, Y, and Z. So I was.
So if you actually,
Ali, let him go. Let him. When people ask to not be interrupted, we are going to let everybody go ahead and do the monologue. You got it. You got it.
My point in saying everything I was trying to say is because the whole time I've been on this panel, you all been putting women in one category, and I'm saying some of the women I had fit that category, but there were other women that did not fit that category. So that was the purpose and what I've been trying to say for the longest. And I said, yes, I was a part of the problem. Absolutely. I said, I no longer do that because I was raised to do that. I didn't know that was a bad thing.
Right. So minority of the women.
So hold on, Mr. Fantastic. All the brothers know on here that most women allow themselves to be with you. You know what a lot of women say on these panels in real life? He's going to get it as long as he don't say the wrong thing. He don't open his mouth and say the wrong thing. They'll lie to themselves to be with you. You ain't got to manipulate them. And if you can manipulate him, please teach me how. The only way you could truly manipulate a woman and do her wrong is to get her in a marriage and you promised her this dream and you put a ring on her finger and you became her husband and you cheated on her or left her or abused her or lied to her. That's the only real way you can manipulate a woman. Outside of that, women are having sex with who they want to have sex with. You ain't got to do nothing. Just don't mess it up. They are the pickers. They're picking who they want to have sex with. Ain't nothing you doing except for being yourself. And they go, hey, I'm gonna have sex with him. Other than if you mess it up, you mess it up. But they pick who they want to have sex with.
Women
you
are
ain't manipulated.
Yes, I did.
You said that women are easily manipulated, but what Ali is saying is that you only catch them if they want to get caught. That's the old game. Again, we use this example all the time. You are not a lion. Try to chase a gazelle and she's running from you and you get her. The gazelle looks back. She likes the lion. So she stays over there and she wants to get caught. As long as you don't force her, and I believe everybody is an upstanding citizen on this panel, nobody gets to hundreds of bodies before without being pre-selected. You were selected, man. Congratulations. You had shit going on. Congratulations.
Right.
But this woman saw you. When this woman saw you, she already wanted you before you even open your mouth. Like Ali said, you didn't convince her to nothing. There's the male ego. Is a woman come to you and says, I know you have a lot of bitches, and you say this to every woman, and you say, yes, I have, and she's still going because she likes you.
Hey, Kevin. Women wanted you. Women wanted Captain. Women wanted Jeremy, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. King Talk Fatty, because other women wanted you. It's hard. It was hard on you to try to keep them hoes off of you. Those women want you because other women want you, and it's what they eventually want what those other women want, and keep trying to perpetuate or keep trying to be with the same type of guy that they want instead of being with the actual good guy that we're talking about. So Jeremy,
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I think I'm not disagreeing. That was one of the particular women. And I feel like I'm talking to a wall, bro. I'm not. Y'all keep talking like that's just the only woman, and that's what we missing. I'm saying yes, what you're saying is absolutely correct, fam. But I still mean I know for a fact it was easy to manipulate a woman because most women are taught a particular thing. If I know what they taught, I know how to move. So in her mind, he might be the one, and it's like I'm not the one. I just understand what you are looking for before you realize or told me what you're looking for.
Can you give me one way that you manipulate? Can you give me one way that you change their minds about you, that you manipulated them to get them? Can you give me one way?
They didn't want you, and then all of a sudden they want you a lot.
Yeah.
How do you get the baddest chick in the room?
I'm asking you. I don't know.
I know. You don't say nothing to her.
How is that manipulation? You just don't say
nothing. I said that. Just be you, man.
Just be you. You get into the room. You ignore her.
How is that manipulation, Jeremy? You ain't even saying nothing, fam.
Yeah, bro. You on some dating coach shit. But listen, bro, like I said,
Hey,
that's not gonna work.
You niggas ain't never had no bitches.
Hey, pathetic.
How you keep telling the man that got women that ain't got women? Damn it, you ain't the only
now he the
one.
only nigga with
Y'all
bitches.
niggas ain't never been.
And now he the only nigga with bitches.
You the
Now
only
you the
man
only
that got
nigga with
women?
bitches.
No, niggas, because what I'm saying going over y'all
bro.
head. You
How is it going over
It ain't
my
over
head?
nobody's head, bro. It don't.
You
Just,
can't make
so I
you.
ask
So
you
none
this
of y'all
question.
can.
Kevin, I
None of you
got
can
So I'm gonna ask you
manipulate
this
a woman.
question.
So
So I'm gonna ask you
so
this
no
question.
man can manipulate no woman.
How? I'm asking
No
you.
man
No,
can
okay,
paint.
Yeah,
fantastic.
No
yes,
man
yes,
can
you
paint
can.
a picture
No,
of
Let me
give
being
it
ask
to
you a
that
him.
man
question.
for her
Fantastic,
and
but
be
give it to
finessing the
him.
whole time.
Fantastic, give it to him.
No,
Because
I'm giving him
Hey,
to
bro,
No
him.
that's not
man.
true.
no,
Hey,
If
Jeremy.
if,
He's
if, if that's what y'all
wrong.
Hey,
saying,
if I
cool.
could.
no, I
Hey,
know, but
Jeremy, it wasn't
how
that.
can he manipulate him?
Hey, Jeremy,
Not even that.
it wasn't that no man can manipulate it, but the example that you gave. In your
Bro,
mind, it might be manipulation, but it's not true manipulation. You just
not
ignoring
even.
it. That's more so game. That's not manipulation.
Yeah, that's
That's all they
game. That's what
saying.
that's some dating coach shit. Listen, bro.
Nigga,
That's not
that's
even
how
that's
you.
not even
That's
the
how
That's
case.
you
not even
start, nigga. That's
game,
how you get
Hold on.
her
y'all.
attention.
Just
Okay,
let me
so
say
Not
when a
even
this.
guy
game.
when a
Nigga,
guy
bro.
Please let me
presents
say
One
this.
himself
mic,
as
one mic, please.
Bro, if I
hold
can't
up.
It's just
finish,
one question I gotta ask him, and I'm gonna cancel all this shit. Okay?
you don't cancel
Do you
shit,
get
nigga.
every bad bitch the same way, my nigga?
No.
All right then. So that shit's irrelevant. It's moot.
I
Let's
been
move
said
on.
that. Nigga, what are you talking? I said you get
So why would
different
you give
women
it as an
different
example
ways.
then? You gave that
It
as
was the
the
start.
example
It
how
was
to
the
get a bad
start.
bitch
It
in the
was the
room.
start of the. It was the start of the manipulation, my nigga. Manipulation
It's
ain't just
not a
one word.
manipulation.
Oh my god, these
It
niggas got
can't
to
be.
be
All
done.
you did was what I said.
And now you the only
It's the
nigga with
start.
bitches. You
No, my
wildin'.
nigga, if you don't understand what the fuck I'm saying, you don't
I
understand.
literally
Like,
just told you it was
Yo,
game
yo, yo, yo.
theory,
Okay,
nigga. I
let's
heard
not
this
lose.
shit 10
Hey,
years ago.
I
fantastic.
can't say it. So no
No,
man can sell a woman a drink.
no. Let's
No
not
man.
lose it.
I just said how you get the baddest woman in the room, and the reason I said that is because most dudes, oh, you approach her. Like, no, because most niggas are approaching her. You have to know how to talk to her. So to get that woman, you have to know how to get her attention first. Now you
That's
got her
fine.
attention. All right, go ahead, fam.
No,
Y'all got it, bro.
Jeremy,
Like
no,
you
Jeremy.
niggas
One
is
second,
crazy, bro. I don't know why y'all
one
niggas do
second,
this
please.
shit,
Everybody
man.
calm down.
Ain't no dating
Jeremy,
coach shit,
all
bro.
of us,
Y'all got it,
all
bro.
of us.
Y'all.
No, Jeremy, come.
I'm going on mute, fam. I ain't saying shit up, bro. Y'all
No,
have y'all
Jeremy,
business.
you are going to steps that we kind of all of us understand because we are grown. We understand what you need to do to get a woman. Jeremy, listen to me. Don't be stressed, please. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for your time and for being here. What we're saying is that we agree with you. You can manipulate a woman, for example, come to her, sell her a dream. You are going to be the mother of my kids and all that shit. I'm going to put a baby on you and marry you. And then afterwards, you don't put no kids on her and you leave. But the reality is that woman already liked you. He didn't went from I don't like him to now that he says you're going to be the mother of my kids. Now I like you a lot and I want to marry you. She already had interest in you. You kind of unboozle her into getting something more, but she's already liked you. So what you're saying is
So
kind
her
of
just being attracted, means she liked me because she
if
found me
she's
attractive. That's all.
if she's
Yeah,
attracted,
that's the
she
first
is
step.
if she
Okay,
is
okay, cool. So because my thing is y'all said the good guy, so the good guy not attractive.
No one
no
said that. They're good and bad guys that are
That
attractive.
was
yes.
my fucking point.
Brother.
Oh, you niggas is crazy.
You know
What the
what's
hell are
crazy,
you? Hey,
brother? You the one that's
hey,
trying to
Jeremy,
speak in
hey,
absolute.
Jeremy,
That was
hey,
I
Jeremy,
have
literally my
I'm on
point, fam.
5%.
no,
So
no, no,
it's
no.
some
Hold on.
I'm on 5%.
Hold
So
on, Mr. King. Hold on, Mr. King. I've been in mental health for
Go,
15
hey,
years.
Mr. King, you are at home, Mr. King. You better get that
You
charger.
better go get your charger.
You
I've been
better
in
get
mental
your
health.
That was
charger,
my
Mr. King.
fucking point.
I've
my
been in
phone is
mental
not
health.
overheating for me
I,
to sit and listen.
I was in mental health for 15 years, family. You talking about a solution is being understanding, and we are brothers on the panel. We need to practice more understanding with each other instead of getting upset and say you niggas crazy. Like this is supposed to be about understanding. This is the first time we all been on the panel. So if you struggling with understanding us or practicing wanting
I
to understand,
understand y'all. Y'all have a
Emotion
problem with
or
what I'm
damage.
saying, and I'm trying to articulate it. I understood everything y'all saying.
And we understood everything you said, brother. You just got mad when we gave you pushback. You're
It's
not
not,
comfortable with pushback, brother.
it's got to
bro.
be.
I'm bro. 'Cause it's not. I wait till
Wait.
fully
This
explain
is
myself, fam.
better. This is bad television. Let the man finish point. A little bit of retort. Kevin Wesley, please, uninterrupted. Nobody jump in.
It might be me. I ain't. Y'all got it. It might be me.
No,
No, see, that is very.
Jeremy, come on,
It's
Jeremy.
him.
That
So
is.
let Kevin go.
Jeremy,
Kevin been waiting.
you know what? Let me just say this real quick.
That's a crash out. That's a crash out.
Let me say this real quick. Hey, Jeremy, you
Wow.
1 second. 1 second, please.
God.
Jeremy, you like
Wait.
no 1 second, please. I'm expecting maturity from you, Jeremy. You are a very accomplished man. You've been around. You know what to do. Like, I'm expecting a little bit of decorum from you, especially because nobody's been mean to you at all. So if you are the man that you say that you are, just practice a little bit of modesty. Just be patient about it. It's fine.
Bro, I've been paid, bro. I'll sit here for an hour and didn't say
What? Is she arrogant?
Lady Chan, hold on, Lady Chan, Lady Chan, don't do that.
Y'all started trying to say
Hey, you are going to get into trouble again. Don't do that.
Go, hey, Jeremy, go ahead, family. Go ahead.
No, bro. I don't think I was trying to get you to understand. Because y'all keep go ahead, sweetheart.
Come on.
No, it's a fatty. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. And after that, nobody replied to Jeremy, so Kevin can go.
No, y'all good, bro. I just don't like. I like to have actual conversations that move forward, not be talking in circles for 2 hours. So when listen. See, when you, I don't know if I see your name with the headphones on. Ali. Yeah, you. Yeah. When you said when you was talking again, and you said you have the good guys like him, and you have the guys like Jeremy, and I said, why don't you think I was a good guy to him? And because I understand.
I thought you wanted me to answer, brother. That's all, brother. You paused. My bad.
Let's practice throat discipline. Pause.
brother.
I know
what I'm saying, bro. What I'm saying, every time I've been trying to say something, it's been met with other things. I mean, I have asked a question, but not in that particular point. I'm just trying to get y'all to see where I'm coming from. Because y'all paint this picture like the good guy is unattractive. The good guy don't get no women. They go for this guy, but not the good guy. And I'm like, bro, there's good dudes out here too that are attractive. But it's not how y'all trying to paint it. That's why I say y'all talking a broad statement like it's these guys and these guys. And it's like, bro, there's a mixture of different guys. And that's what the whole time I've been trying to say is a mixture of different women, the mixture of different guys. But apparently what I'm saying is just so outlandish to where no woman can get manipulated. No woman can just be a hoe. No, it's like, bro, it's like it's only one. Like, bro, there's a mixture of us. And that's the only thing I've been trying to say. I'm not saying y'all are wrong about the point. I said y'all talking about one particular woman. And y'all bring up two types of dudes. And you use me as the bad dude, the guy I used to be, and King as the good dude. And it's like, bro, but there's a mixture. It's a whole different, there's levels to the shit. I'm not that guy no more. And instead of y'all trying to really dive into why I'm not that guy, like I said, y'all just go to, see, you're the like, bro, that's the childish ass conversation. I don't like being a part of conversation like that. I like shit that mature. Like, let's answer what happened. What made you stop doing it? Damn, but y'all, are you married? It don't matter if I could be married and be abusive to my woman. Being married don't mean shit if I'm still a fucked up individual. But y'all got it though, bro. Y'all talk surface level conversation. I just don't like surface level conversation. I'm gone. I'm let y'all got it, bro.
So the thing is, the conversation started to become childish when you said, I've been through it and you didn't. That's when shit went left. You muted yourself. You did the childish statement. And then when man that you thought was going to cower and put the tail and run away, this is Miss Jeremy. Let me just calm down. When you bring the smoke to you, you become emotionally unregulated. You can literally stand still and you have to do all these moves and all these things. You can even address a woman when a woman asks you a simple question. So again, sir, if you are better than us, prove it. Show it. It's fine.
It's not about being better.
No, sir. You are not, sir. You are. I don't care how much. I don't care how much a compliment. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. I don't care how much you accomplish. Nobody is above the conversation, and everybody can get pushback. Ali is extremely. I have a bunch of achievements. We give pushback to him every day. Captain, same thing. Wesley, the same thing. These people are on Mr. Fantastic, the same thing. Everybody gets pushed back. So I don't understand why you think you are above the conversation and saying this conversation is childish and circular when you keep doing the same and repeating the same thing. Just chill. It's fine. We're going to have time to go to you again. Go ahead, Mr. Kevin.
Roll, bro. I've been here 2 hours, bro.
Thank you very much for being here, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, so it's a couple of things I wanted to say here. I have something I want to say, but I also wanted to respond to the conversation at hand. Can I do both?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Okay, so you guys are right. Jeremy's right too. We can manipulate women, and I think as men, we all know we've lied to women. We've had good women as well. We've dealt with good women that we didn't marry, that we didn't keep, even though they wanted to be with us, which means we weren't a good man at that time, at least for her. And I think a lot of times your ability to hold a relationship kind of gets misunderstood when it talks about being a good man or a bad man. You're not a bad man because you can't hold a relationship, but you're a bad man for relationships, right? So you can be a good guy. And I think that's Jeremy's point, is you can be a good guy, but bad for women. So women have wanted to commit to me, and I didn't want to be with them, even though they were good women. So I know I have missed it a lot. So I can say I've been manipulative as well, because we can promise a lot. But at the same time, you guys are very right. I thought I was being manipulative, but oftentimes more than not, that woman already knew she wanted me and everything. I thought I had game. A lot of times when you good looking, so to speak, you got charm, what they call swag, charisma, whatever the case may be. You've earned this actually through all the times you walked up talking to them and pushing past your insecurities or whatever. And women can see this. They can spot it when they see it. They see you coming a mile away. And so a lot of times we're not aware of how educated she truly is on men. When women are young, they get encounters from men. Their gym teachers start looking at them different. Their uncles start looking at them different because they start to hit puberty. So they get so many encounters from men. They have experience with men and know them far much more than we know them. So both of you guys are right. Jeremy believes full well he's manipulating women, and that's taken accountable for his own actions. But most of those encounters, he probably wasn't manipulating them. They probably knew full well that he didn't want a relationship, even if he was promising it, because women will do that. Like you guys said, they already have it made up in their mind. They'll sleep with you, so they'll believe whatever you tell them because they want to sleep with you anyway. So some women, like Ali said, they'll say, I'm already going to sleep with him. He just don't got to say the wrong thing. But I'm sure Ali also know sometimes it ain't a wrong thing you can say and you're going to get it. She's that into you. There's nothing wrong you can say. You see what I'm saying? I stood on the wall and looked at a stranger and said, "Oh, we fucking or what?" And she was down. There's nothing wrong you can say when she wants you a lot of times. So that's what I was going to say to that point. What I was going to say originally was, here's the way we fix it. First, you recognize the problem, and we know that humans are not inherently bad or good. They're not saints or sinners, like I said. The problem is our mindset. It's how we've been raised. It's the environment. All of this stuff contributes to how we think daily. So how do you fix it? You first got to change your mind, change your thinking. Know thyself. King said it perfectly when he said, most men don't know even what they want out of life. They're planning for life, what they want their relationships to look like, how they want their children to carry on their legacy. So when you move and not knowing any of that, you would choose to be with any woman if she'll have you. And if a woman doesn't know what she wants out of life, she'll choose to be with whatever man suits her at that time. And that's just kind of how we've been doing it. But like King said, if you know exactly what you want out of your life, you know what your goals are, you find someone whose goals are aligned with you. So you wouldn't seek out a woman who sought out a man for materialism, because that's not your goals. It wouldn't align. But you know those women exist, and you guys are right. It's probably more of them. Now, I'm gonna be honest. It's definitely more bad women than good. But let's also be honest. It's more bad men than good too. And I'll tell you this. A lot of what women do in our world today and get away with, it's actually because men are not where they're supposed to be as far as their development. We're weak men. The reason that women can sleep with men to get promotions is because of weak men. The reason that Shannon Sharp is in the situation he's in is because he's a weak man. So a man who understands himself is not going to pay a woman for sex, especially some 20-year-old girl who charges you $50K, talking about $25 per butt cheek. We all understand this is low vibrational for a man, but we all call this man who makes money a high value man when he has low spirituality. And this is why we get in mistakes. This money is only exposing us because we don't actually have character. You give a man or woman money, they'll exploit their character. So that's when it'll expose them. If you take an alcoholic, if he's poor, he got to stop drinking at the end of his dollar. But a rich man, an alcoholic, he could drink himself to death. And that's exactly what you're looking at when you see these men who we hold in high regard as celebrities. And they all say, I'm just going to pay for sex and buy a certain, what they call quality of woman. What they're talking about is just experience, what she looks like. And so that all adds to sex. And so that's the quality of overall sex for that moment. But if we actually understood.
Can I?
But my brother Kevin, we all pay. We pay one woman to stay. We pay another woman to leave. All of us are paying. Like to have an intentional conversation, a purposeful conversation, everything's a transaction. So if when you're giving, she's there because you're paying. She's there because you're providing. And I'm almost finished, my brother. And if she's there to satisfy you mentally, physically, we want to say spiritually, whatever kind of way, that's the woman that most men allow to stay. But a lot of men are taking care of women who are not even doing that. Most men stay loyal to their woman as long as they don't deal with another man. But most men want her mind, but as long as she stays loyal to you, you don't deal with no other you won't deal with nobody else. But most women, you have to pay. You have to pay to play.
Let me respond to you. Okay, so again, that's the mindset. And I hate to say it like this, I'm not trying to insult you. I think you'll understand once I finish my statement is it comes from a weak mentality. We believe we pay. And I'll explain why. Let me explain why. I keep saying look at it from the lens of nature, not the world we live in today, right? If I'm with a woman, we're both going through this thing knowing that we're building our life and our family. We're both builders. So if I'm now, I can't speak for weak men because a lot of times weak men will have a woman in their life and not require her to actually hold up her end of the deal on being the matriarch of his tribe. So that's a problem that you're paying when it should be negotiating with working together. So my philosophy is working together is love. And that's how we get our legacy. That's how we get our family. So every bit of work I'm doing, she's doing that same work, but in the area of nurturing and support. That's real work. You understand? So when you look at nature and you're finding a good wife in nature, Ali, you're gonna get a wife who can plant and hunt just like you. Just like you. Women were hunters too. They were some of the best at archery. She can't carry it like you can because you're bigger and stronger. But you're gonna get a woman who also can hunt because you need that. It'd be stupid if only you can hunt. If you get injured, y'all gonna starve. And so again, we're not picking our spouses based on how we're gonna survive and thrive in the world. It's mostly based on looks, aesthetics, and just kind of like materialistic or superficial ideals. If you remove the brick and mortar, man, and you building your legacy and you looking at a woman for your children, your future children, you're gonna find a different value in that woman. It ain't just gonna be about a fat ass or who like you at the time. You understand what I'm saying? And the woman you get with, both of y'all gonna work for y'all future because she's gonna understand your plan. But if you men are in a situation where you're the burden bearer to finance the family, and your children are not helping do that same thing, and your wife is not helping do that same thing, you're in a broken home. And this is why I have a curriculum on poly. Even modern families, that's one-on-one relationships, they're in broken homes when his burden is to provide and protect, but the wife don't have to do that. That's a problem. If you look in nature, man, every animal hunts with their tribe. The man don't go out and hunt and bring food back for the wife and kids. Those children are with him hunting. Look at the lions, the hyenas. They hunt together.
Right.
So the problem is us as men don't understand how to run a family. We're leaving them at home, the wife and the children, to go to work to hunt. When in reality, we should be starting our own businesses. So I look at a marriage, a relationship, as starting your own business together, and that's what you and her are going to use to eat off of, and that's what your children are going to be passed down to, and that's a life. But what we do is we go out here in the world and try to get a job working for someone when really hunting was how we access food, planting is how we access food, fishing is how we access food. So when you look at a man and you say, okay, he's resourceful. What they're talking about in the modern world is how much bread this man got stacked up. And you don't got to have good genetics to have money stacked up. A lot of these Poindexters out here couldn't create you a healthy child if their life depended on it, but they got money. So in nature, though, the woman looked at the man and had to trust his future. She couldn't rely on bank account. There was no money and food starved. So she had to depend on this man for his physical ability, and he had to depend on her for her physical ability to give him children. And that was nature, and that's how it went. Looks like Mr. Fantastic wanted to say something.
Yeah, brother. Shout out to everybody, man. See, this is the problem now we went from the religious standpoint to now we're talking about nature. There'll be science and biological, right? The problem and the fallacy with that is no longer the condition. Okay, since we're no longer living and foraging and hunting, and it's not a requirement, that is no longer as valuable as it was thousands of years ago or pre-society.
That's the problem.
It's still not. It's not.
Mr. Fantastic. This is what I'm saying right here.
I didn't because
we have the brick and mortar world, it makes us believe that we're not still promised tomorrow, that our legacy is not still true to us, that every bit of that is not just as equal as important as it always been. So just because they create a dollar and businesses, it doesn't mean our family structure should ever change. And that's the problem. That's what broke the home, the fact that we got that stuff. We don't think we need each other. So without that stuff, we're forced to depend on each other. And now we act accordingly. You give us this new world where you got money now and you got brick and mortar, you got all these different things. You're going to say, well, it's not as valuable because you don't technically need to group up to survive. But because we're adhering to this new system, that's what's broken human philosophy, and that's why it looks the way it looks.
So no, human philosophy isn't broken, it's evolved and it's adapted. That's what humans do. That's why I hate when people do this and you speak from this thing that's to where you're leaving out all the other context of human advancement. Okay, this is why we don't use stones and sticks anymore, brother. Use tools. As society advances, the people advance with it. You adapt accordingly. Okay, so
Mr.
we're never
we're looking at relationships.
Hold on. Yeah, brother, y'all gonna go keep going back and forth because we like the conversation. Like, let him finish and then you go, Kevin, because it's still both of y'all.
And I'll please ask for y'all to be succinct with the answer, so don't go on 2-minute monologues, please. Like 30 seconds, 1 minute, and back and forth. We have a question afterwards for Captain, but you guys can have it for now. Go ahead.
So the nature thing is flawed. Okay, then the religious aspect is flawed. You're a Muslim, right?
No,
the Prophet
I'm not religious.
You know, you're not religious. I'm sorry, I say it's Muslim. So, but either way, so Muslim, be it Christianity, whatever. Sex is the greatest men in those books, and those texts, and those belief systems. They succumb to women, bro. Okay, you're telling lesser men that had connections to God and were God's favorite, that succumbed to women to do something that people of that time couldn't even do. Okay, even the Prophet Muhammad himself, they say, I think he had sex with all his wives every night or something like that. Okay, so but you guys are referring to men that deal with women sexually as weak. That makes no sense. Okay, a man has a biological imperative. A man has testosterone. He has everything to drive him to have sex with women. Okay, so when we turn around and we say, oh, but if you're having sex with women, you're weak. No, you're fulfilling the nature that you're talking
paying
about.
For sex with women.
Huh?
I said paying for sex with women is weak.
Well, I thought you were saying that having sex with women at all. You saying weak? You never
not what I said
at first.
Not at all. I said paying for sex with women is a weak man.
So, but that's the thing. So, if how do you maintain your woman if you can't provide for them?
Yeah.
So paying a woman for sex makes you weak. A woman shooting you for your leadership.
No, Kevin, my brother, Kevin. Hold on, Kevin.
Directly.
Hold on, real quick, fantastic, Kevin. You're a brother I greatly respect, and I think you're extremely intentional. But there's no way you can't see, and sometimes we're behind the conversation. Sometimes we're ahead of it. There's no man that's keeping that woman without paying, not one.
I'm talking about giving her money for sex up front.
You're giving her.
Yeah, we agree with that. No,
I get that too. But no matter what you pay, Kevin, I get what you're saying, right, my brother, and I get the ideal. I used to do this. What you're saying was I leave about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm idealist as well too. The stuff that Captain Cesariak speaks about is similar to what you're saying. I want the world, and we all want the world. The world you talking about that's extremely ideal, where we're building business with our women and multiple women. The sisters got to be on board with that, my brother. And the only way they're even going to engage in monogamy in the first place is with money. If you don't come to the table with no money, and I could be wrong, no disrespect to your sisters, no disrespect to your wives or Captain Zariak's wives. If you don't have money, these sisters ain't staying with you.
So having money is not equated to paying for sex. Okay, a woman should make sure a man is stable.
Okay,
so that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay, we agree with that.
When it comes to what I'm talking about is a man paying for sex. Now let me explain to you real quick what I mean, Ali. So I deal with a lot of brothers who struggle with being depressed and all this type of stuff because of not having a woman around to feel love. But they can access sex because they can pay for it. So the issue, what I tell men is this: when you pay for sex, you're making it too easy because you're just giving her money. Get out here, walk up to a woman, formally meet her, take the time to build with her, establish a relationship with her. So whenever it's time to have love, you got a partner for that. But if you just skipping all the work that it takes to find a partner, and it is difficult because it is women out here who not going for that. But who cares? All a man should care about is finding his one person or two or whatever you're looking for. But if you're looking for it, look for it. Don't worry about how many women are not that. And so once you find it, you build with it. To me, it's real simple. You work with this woman, you take her out, you get to know her, and this is your person that you love. But when you see men going around, they pay for sex, but when it comes time for them to need real support and real communion with a woman, they don't have a woman there for that. And it's because they haven't taken the time to, hang on, let me finish. So we're in a world where people get online, they meet women online, they pay for sex. They're not actually doing the work to get a woman. You guys know that if a man don't do that, it's going to make you weaker. If you're not walking up to women to talk to them, you're going to start getting nervous when talking to women. If you guys who court women, you know that you build your confidence every time you talk to her. Every time you throw a punch, it gets sharper. So you know the quality of a man is you're going to be more confident the more women you deal with. So when you
Okay.
take that away from a person,
Okay, so do you think the majority? Hold on, do you think the majority of men are paying for sex directly, brother?
I don't care if they are. I'm saying if they are.
Well, that's the
Hey,
problem.
you know how
Mr.
messed up you
Fantastic,
gotta
hang
be.
on. Look,
Hey,
you know
how
y'all
messed
interrupting,
up
y'all
you
go
gotta
far
be.
from the point.
Hey, you know
All
how
I
messed up
literally
you gotta
said
be.
is a
Hey,
person
you know
that
how
pays
messed
money
up.
for sex up front.
You didn't let me get my full thought out. You the first time
I was the one making my thoughts, and you interrupted, and you got it all wrong.
No,
You literally cut me off every
again.
fucking time.
We can go on monologues and then say nobody lets me talk. Respectfully, come on, man. Like let's have a conversation. It's totally fine. And between you guys, give a little bit of a space for Captain to intervene. Fantastic. Finish your point, Captain, and then Kevin can rebuttal to both of you all at the same time if that's the case. Go ahead.
No, if you saying you don't care how many men do it, why bring it up? It makes no sense. You're talking about something that the minority of men do. The majority of men are not out here paying for sex. The majority of men are not out here tricking or prostitution, bro. That's not how it's going down. So why are we making that the basis? People like making that argument about weak men and all this other thing, but that's not the majority of men. Nowhere near close. The majority of men do talk to women. The majority of men, as you want to say, court or whatever how you want to say it, you're dealing with women on normal terms. Okay, he's trying to persuade her. He's trying to use charisma. He's trying to do whatever he needs to do. He tries to look good. He's trying to fix his physique. He's trying to make more money. Most men are doing that. So please, let's stop running to the thing that the minority of men are doing to support these narratives of weak men. And I've yet to hear y'all say anything about the women.
So yeah, let me finish what I was saying, man, and then you'll see what I mean by interrupting. So I'm giving my solution, okay, how we can fix the problem. And so what I'm saying is the way we fix the problem is we recognize the issue is we haven't been trained correctly on what relationships should look like. And so once we learn this, the way you fix the problem is go about finding the right people to build with. And to do that, you can't do that by buying sex. So that's one thing we got to stop doing. Now, see right there, you're already ready to interrupt. And see, I'm talking about how to fix the problem.
And I didn't interrupt, but you said the same thing.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hey, Mr. Kevin, wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Come on, y'all. We y'all both great brothers. Let's not lose the conversation. Y'all everybody's had their moments. I've had my moments. Fatty had his moments. This is like let's come back down. Y'all both phenomenal brothers. Let's just be intentional.
So again, I'm stating. You gotta allow me to finish my point without focusing in on the thing I say. So when I'm making my point, you guys know I waited a long time to speak here. So when I'm making my point, as soon as I say men are, it's a weak man's nature to pay for sex, y'all interrupt when I wasn't completed, and this is what I'm saying. So now you're saying, well, how many men are paying for sex? I'm talking about how we fix the problem, and we know to fix the problem when we're talking about how to correct these issues that break so many relationships and homes. We know that paying for sex wouldn't be a way to fix the problem. So if you're already ready to argue with the solution before I even give it, I have a curriculum on my channel for those who are interested, where I do teach how to repair these broken homes in our community, because we live in a hookup culture, and we're going to keep on having children outside of wedlock as long as we're moving the way that we're moving. As long as we're moving the way that we're moving. So Mr. Fantastic is saying, well, what you're saying is not really dealing with real issues because technology has changed. We're looking at a world where we're trying to fix a problem. The problem that I believe we're here to talk about to fix is all the children running around with no fathers and mothers raising them, single mothers, single fathers. That's what we're talking about. So I'm trying to figure out how are they created. It's through us having relationships that's not really rooted in anything. They break up too quickly, and we're not sticking together for the children. We're not building relationships with the children in mind. We're moving thinking about ourselves. So if you're going to correct the problem, you have to change the teaching of people. We've been taught about relationships all wrong. And what's happening is the way that we are moving is what's creating the world. So we all talking about hookup culture.
Are you having children out of wedlock? Are you having children out of wedlock? Because you've got two wives.
No, I haven't had a child out of wedlock. No.
It's the legal. There's one legal wife and there's one.
Okay, so now you're going to say my wife. So again, I'm polygamous. I don't believe marriage means I don't believe marriage means it needs to be legal law, because legal law just kind of usurped the power of marriage. We've been getting married long before legal law. Polygamy existed long before legal law. So look, for those of you who don't know, and I got to go here soon, but I was married at 18, stayed with the same woman my entire life. I have a second wife now. I don't have any children out of wedlock, and I don't condemn people who have. I understand that blended families happen, and it's good. It's good that they have people that call stepfathers, whatever the case may be. But that's a part of the broken structure.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Kevin? Real quick. Sure. It's just a very short question, and then I need to ask a question to Captain because he's on his way out too. And yeah, six is on the back. I'll bring him up, read all the super chats, present the new people on the panel, and we kind of go through the script like we used to. Thank you very much. There's still 700 people watching. Thank you very much to all the people in all the platforms. Please support the people that are watching the show because they're being kind to us. Okay, Kevin, my quick question will be: were you already on the type of time when you married your woman at 18, or you kind of evolved into a position where you kind of understood who you were later, and she was okay with you saying, you know what, this man needs other woman, so we're going to do what we need to do? Like, like if that's not too personal, because I think people actually want to learn about it. Were you already there at 18, or it was something that came in later?
No, I was being responsible. We liked each other, but we were having sex prior to marriage, of course. She got married. She got pregnant. I told her I want her to keep the baby. I want to be a great father to it. My father wasn't there for me like I'd like, so I was eager for a chance to prove that I could be.
Can you get a little bit close to the camera, Kevin? Like your son is a little bit muffled.
Okay, so I said that we got married at 18 when she got pregnant. We did like each other, but we went on ahead and made it serious because I wanted to be a better father than what I had. So I kind of figured it out. I didn't have a plan to create my wife or find my wife. I got the woman pregnant that I was dealing with and chose to step up and do the right thing. That's part of the solution, is being accountable to the baby.
What happened? Yeah, but the thing is about because the topic is poly, right? Did you already had that mindset when you got with her and you were like, hey, I'll later work with. So how did you transform a monogamous relationship into a poly relationship inside of the relationship? Because a lot of us, we have a problem, like we start relationships a certain way, we are young, and then we kind of mature and grow up into a man, and now we kind of like, damn, the rules that I established at the beginning are not conducive to the rules that the real man actually should have. So how did you change it from I'm in a monogamous relationship, and now inside of a relationship, I don't know how many years later, I'm going to bring another woman into the relationship? How did you got there?
So I actually did what a weak man does, like what a lot of women do when they leave marriages. That woman stayed by my side. She never failed me in any way, and I wasn't happy. I wanted to deal with other women and could not contain myself, so I felt. And I didn't want to cheat, so I left her. So I actually left my wife after we had been married for about maybe 15 years. We stayed separated for about 4 to 5 years. During that time, I met Lacey. Well, of course, I was dating a few women for poly at the time, and me and Lacey got together, and from there, Jamie and I got back together as well. But,
you sound like you was like basically creating brokenness, and that you was a dog, and you're just like, but tightening up in a bow like out of polygamy. To me, that's a trait.
So let me actually clear this out so it doesn't look like a personal insult, right? It sounds like you stumbled into polygamy, right? No. Listen carefully. It sounds like what she's saying. I actually agree with her. Yeah. It sounds like you stumbled into polygamy. It was not. I'm a man. These are my rules. I'm going to have 2 women, and we're going to move forward like this. It was kind of like, you know,
when you was out here cheating on your wife, and then you say, "Hey, baby, let's do this polygamy
thing." Wife. I broke up with my wife. I left my wife.
So what?
So you cheated on her.
I left my wife, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Divorced? Oh, well, I'm sorry.
I did much worse than cheat on her. I did much worse than cheat on her. I literally just left her.
So I'm asking. So, brother, listen what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be an asshole, brother. Listen. So, did you divorce her or not?
If you call being married and broken up cheating, that's fine. I cheated.
No.
All right. You were legally still married to the woman, right? And then you guys end up reconciling, correct?
I call sleeping with someone else when you're in a relationship cheating. But if you're saying, okay, we still had papers, yeah, I was cheating.
Brother, you be
okay. Based on that, you could say I was cheating. Now, let me say this because I gotta run, guys. During that time, right, I'm dating several women. So I told you guys when I was married, I had the desire to have other women, but I'm honoring my union, right? Because like I told you guys, we're polygamous and we're settling for monogamy. We're negotiating monogamy. So I was very much in a monogamous relationship while I still wanted other women. I just wasn't entertaining the women. I was in church and I was going to live right. So while I'm not a church boy no more. You understand? So once we separated, I'm dealing with multiple women. I decided I'm not going to get in a one-person relationship anymore because I know my nature. I've already ended one relationship over years of being with her because I wanted to deal with other women. So it wouldn't be wise to start a relationship like that. So I started studying our culture. I studied polygamy. I understood it. And so I started dating women and saying, hey, look, I want polygamy because I understood who I was as a man. And that's what I said. Know thyself. That's the first step to fixing this world. Know who you are and try to build your life. That's the whole goal. And build it with people who understand what you're trying to build. That's really what it's about.
Great. So before you bounce, brother, just one quick question. So do you think your way of your relationship system is something that the masses should acquire? Is that part of the solution? Your setup?
No, what I just said is accountability is the solution.
Retraining
is the solution. Hold on.
Relationships are about the
hold on,
people.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin, I want to be very intentional, okay, in what you're saying, right? I think what you're saying is important, and I think it could be valuable in society, right? But let me ask you this, because I would advocate for some of the stuff that you're saying. Was your wife that you left cooperative with you, or you just weren't happy with her because she wouldn't accept polygamy?
No, I never asked her to accept polygamy.
No. Listen, what I'm asking you: did you leave your wife because she was problematic and didn't cooperate with you?
No.
Or did you leave her because she didn't accept polygamy?
No, I left her because I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
So now watch. Pause. Right, what you said. Should a man stay with his child, the child of his mother? Is it more important to stay with the child of your mother in a monogamous relationship where she cooperating, or be outside with two women that want to be on your page, but you said she was already on your page, but you wanted polygamy? Is it more important to stay with the child of your mother or have two women in a polygamous relationship?
Both.
Hold on, Miss Lady. No. Hey, my brother Kevin. This is the thing where I want to be intentional. I respect. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But when we're talking about solutions, if right now the most valuable person in my life is the mother of my children, and I may want to be polygamous. I know my nature, right? But as long as she don't deal with no other man, as long as she's doing everything she's trying to do to be the best mother of my child, I committed to that relationship. And if I wanted multiple women, I would rather be with my woman taking care of my kid. Forget rather be. That's the most valuable thing right now is for me to be with the mother of my children. Versus me being something that I may feel is natural as being polygamy. So I'm asking you as a brother who's about solutions, should we stay in the monogamous relationship with a woman who's cooperative based on where you were at your life, or push for men to be in polygamous relationships? Which one should a man, what is more important to be in, the one mother with your child, or be with two women that will be on your page versus the woman that's on your page and you have your child? Which one's more important? Solution based.
Sure. If a man is already in a relationship and a marriage, he should honor I'm honest the commitment that he's in. If she don't want a polygamous part, she don't want to be polygamous. If I were him, I would respect my union.
So would you at least concede that you should have stayed with the mother of your child versus going into a polygamous relationship because she was cooperating with you while you were with, and y'all had a child together, and she committed to what y'all had?
I should have never left my wife based on those pretenses.
Okay,
I was absolutely wrong to leave.
So, but Kevin, the thing is, and Ali says this all the time, we find that woman going through hoes, and we find somebody that we think is not a hoe, and then we cuff them. You would never add a polygamous relationship if you didn't love your wife. So you see what I'm saying? The I have a plan type of man is very rare. You see what I'm saying? Listen. If you
I didn't hear you. Just repeat it.
I said if you didn't left your wife, you wouldn't have access to the polygamous life that you actually are living now. So a lot of times we go through life, we go through hoes. People say discipline and all that, but all of us, for whatever reason, find the diamond in the rough while we're going through hoes. And this woman is kind of.
That's why the solution is being accountable to your nature. That's why that's the solution. Being accountable to your nature.
I agree, but there's the thing. Remember when the dude was? I think he's still in the back because he was eating or something like that. I'll bring you. I don't know if he's here. The king. Why you talking about discipline then? All of us are meeting, like, this is what Ali's saying. All of us are meeting our wife through fucking, because that's the market. We fuck them until we find somebody that is better.
We have discipline, is what I'm saying.
But Kevin, you should have stayed. You should have stayed, Kevin. In this world, in the way the world is, you should have stayed. If that woman was cooperating with you and y'all made a commitment at that time, you married her. But
Ali, just so you know, I'm with that woman. I'm with her.
Absolutely.
So you're with the mother of your child.
Yes.
You didn't say that.
Okay.
I did.
He said that he got a new one, and then
you got a new one, and you went back to her.
Went back.
Can I say something?
Okay. Just 1 second. Just one question. And Kevin, because I know you have to go, and I have to ask the question to Captain before he goes. Kevin, why did she took you back? there's a $1 million question, right? You went outside, you did your thing, you found a new woman, now you come back with a woman on your arm.
Hey, baby,
Why
why'd
did
you take me back?
Uh-oh.
Why'd you
Hey,
take
Kevin,
me back? They
you
wanna
better
know why
don't
you
be
took me back.
flexing on us. You and Captain, you better not flex on us because y'all better,
She
you guys
said,
better stop it.
she said because she loves me and believes in me.
Okay. Hey, that's I
I don't know
respect that.
why y'all hating on that though.
No, I'm not hating. I respect that.
Hey, Captain
Nah, I ain't
Zaria.
talking about y'all. I'm talking about
Oh
whoever
no.
said shit. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
whoever
whoever
said that.
said
No,
shit.
no, no. The
You
fact that
respect
you
That
that.
was me. I was
And you.
I was playing a
Oh,
game. I
okay.
was just joking.
Okay.
I was just joking.
I'm
So
just
let me
joking
say
right
this real
back.
I
quick.
got
Let
a
me say
new
this real quick before
soundboard.
I
I got
go.
a
Can I
new
say
Real
something,
quick
soundboard.
Kevin?
before I go. I did my thing before I got married, right? Y'all was talking about 100 women and whatnot. I did that shit in high school. When I met Jamie, I stopped once we got pregnant, right? And so we stayed married for 15 years. I'm in church. I'm a minister. I was a pastor. All this right here. 15 years now. Okay. When I leave, this is my first time really getting out here dating as a grown man. So I was dating a few women, probably 6 or 7 women. Okay. They lived out of state. They'd fly to me. Sometimes I fly to them. What ended up happening was when I chose the woman I wanted to actually really date, the other ones actually started hating. They went online, started lying on me. I didn't know women were like that. I hear a lot of people talk about the toxic women. Jamie, the wife I was with 15 years, she don't show any of those traits. So I wasn't prepared for the way women act today. So if you put yourself in a cave for 15 years and you come back out and look at the world, it's gonna be totally different. So I didn't know women go online and lie on you and say all this shit on you. So when that happened, I learned then I can't date like this and have multiple women because even if you tell them straight up, this is what I want, they still will betray that. If they don't get what they want, they're still gonna ruin you. They'll burn the house down on their way out if you don't let them live in it. It's just toxic women will do that. So when I realized this, I'm already building with Lacey as who I chose. And so now I'm saying I don't trust even trying to keep doing this. During this time when all these women are ruining me online, saying all this crazy stuff about me, Jamie calls me, right? My children's mother. She encourages me. You keep your head up. And that's when I knew I've been blind to something that's in front of me this whole time. I never stopped loving Jamie. I just didn't want to mistreat her. So I asked her, would you do polygamy with me? Can I come back and raise my children with you? And we do this? And she said, I got you, baby. Let's do it. And I arranged for her and Lacey to meet without me. They met up. They liked each other.
But you made my point, though. You made my point. You found all your wives with your manhood. Whoever accepted you for who you were, whoever accepted you to be in polygamous relationships and have multiple women are the women you chose to be with. The women who don't choose that and you smash, those women end up being hoes because they try to control the men.
And Ali, better than that, Ali, this is the main point. If woman like you, she going. If a woman doesn't like you, she doesn't give a fuck. If a woman likes you, you can be captain.
Now watch this. Now watch this.
I don't know what to say to that. I'm not going to say it.
Let me say this one thing before I go.
1 second, please. If a woman likes you, you can come back with the motherfucker woman on your arm and says, you know what, baby? We are going to be a team now. And she says, oh, I have to do it. If a woman doesn't like you, you can ever only or sim for her, give her a castle, give her a motherfucking dragon, give her a beach, give her whatever, and she will always go ahead and says, not enough. Because once again, this is not 1 second, Kevin. This is not about the man. This is actually about the woman. It all depends on if she likes you or not. And your wife and your mother of your kids like you enough to actually allow you to be or to rearrange the whole structure of their relationship and after you left so you can be with her. That's all. She liked you enough.
Again, let me say this real quick, guys. You're absolutely right, but it's not that simple, man. A lot of the men that women are looking over that they're using, they're demonstrating weak traits. A lot of the men that get whatever they want out of women are demonstrating strong traits. So a lot of men are afraid to tell a woman about herself, afraid to tell her the truth, afraid to lead, afraid to give her his plan, afraid to tell her what he have and don't have. And women can see that shit. When you lie about what you're doing, you say you're somewhere, but you're somewhere else. They can see that shit. So eventually they're going to spot you as weak and they're going to go to somebody who they believe is stronger. But a man who demonstrates the quality that they're looking for, and they all looking for that. Trust me, they all looking for it.
They're looking for the liar. They're looking for the liar.
But there's the
let Captain go fast real quick. We're gonna go forever with him.
But you know what is ridiculous? Hey, Kevin, you showed weakness. Hey, Kevin, you showed weakness, and she still picked you. You showed
No, I
weakness for
showed strength.
no, Kevin. You left your family, and I respect actually. One second, I'm saying this on a. I think your situation is the trial of tribulations of a man, right? We have to go through fire to actually become a man, and I actually respect the situation. You showed weakness because you wanted to do what you needed to do, and you left your family. You went ahead and did what you needed to do, and she still said, "You know what? I'll allow you to come back." Because not because you still remain weak, but because she liked you and she allowed you to become stronger. Most women that we have right now, Kevin, they would, when you come back, she has 7 bodies, 2 babies on you. That woman's not waiting for you. She is going around says, "Oh, Opal 6 is here, Mr. No Sleep is here. Let me go ahead and red run through. And if this man is going to take me back, he's going to take me with a bunch of baggage." So, brother, I appreciate your story. Congratulations. I think he's actually something to learn. I'm just saying that the path that you took can be taught. Your pet is you stumble into the motherfucking hyperbolic chamber and you came back stronger than ever before. Most men don't even get that chance. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much for actually telling our story.
Right.
And I need to ask a question to Cap. You said you wanted to leave. So if you want to say
Yeah.
final considerations, I would appreciate it, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me, man. It was a great build.
Hey, Kevin, thank you for coming through, my brother.
Popular 6, I know you, man. I seen a couple of your videos. I like you, man. But Ali, man, you the man, bro. Thank you for having me on.
Too, my
Ali,
brother.
man, he hit me up and invited me on, man. I love to be on again, though. Thank you, guys.
Of course,
Hey,
we'll bring you back, my brother.
Thank you for being patient and allow us to recover. We kind of lost the panel for a second.
It happens. It happens.
I think this is the true mark of a man. Like we
That
have
is.
to be allowed to fail and then to regain control of our shit. That's our life,
Well, see,
right?
first I thought it was
Let
disrespect,
me
but I
come
see
on
it's
with the
just
question,
passion.
man.
It's just
Just
passion.
passion, man. Passion.
But I appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you very much. I
Hey,
appreciate you.
thank
Thank
you,
you very
Kevin.
much
You
for
solid.
giving
You
us.
solid, brother. You solid.
And salute to you. We are
Hey,
definitely going
salute.
to invite you.
Yeah, it's just unorganized passion. But yeah. What up, panel?
What's up,
Hey,
Mr.
can I get your question?
What's
Can I
going
get
on,
your
Alan?
question, Fatty?
Yeah,
What's
Mr.
going on?
No
What's up,
Sleep.
Ali?
What's going on?
Alan Opulent, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Let me ask a question to Captain before he goes. And once
Thank you.
again, Captain, thank you very much for being very generous to us, man. You are Ali said so many good things about you.
You're the
And
legend,
you are
Thank you.
Captain.
from that shit. So thank
Oh,
you very
most
much,
high, I
Captain. I truly
appreciate it,
appreciate
brother.
it. My
Appreciate it.
my question to you and to the people that have poly relationships, I think Mr. King as one is this, right? Um, this is actually difficult. Like, how do you curve
Man, just
jealousy?
ask it.
How do you curve jealousy on a poly relationship? Is it difficult to kind of maintain a level of I love them almost all the same? Like, how do you maintain the
No,
stability of
well,
all these women and all that? How do you do it?
yeah, I don't teach. You don't love everybody the same. You don't love your kids the same. You
Mhm.
might love them equally in a sense as far as what you do for them, as far as taking care of them. But if you had 3 kids, there's going to be something about one of those kids that's going to stand out than the other. It doesn't take away from the other 2 children. It's just like there's something that this kid does. So I wouldn't tell no wife, "Hey, I'm gonna love y'all all the same." That is absolutely insanity.
Mhm.
Because then what you're doing is if you do something for one woman and the other woman knows, she's going to be expecting that. So there's a high level of honesty that I come in with. As far as the jealousy goes, the only jealousy I kind of experienced was the first wife when I got the second wife, because I was with the first wife for 10 years.
Hmm.
So when it got to the second wife, there was a certain level of jealousy there because of course you go from being one, now there's two. But I've been able to maintain it by keeping that within us. Like I've never experienced like the women going at it. Like I've never experienced like one woman attacking another woman or something like that. So it's mainly just been at me, and you got to go in knowing that just like your kids, I'll make of women are like children in this narrative, meaning like children fight for a father or mother's attention. So it's the same thing with women; they fight for attention. So you got to kind of walk in knowing that, and if you know your women, you can kind of curve it a little bit. So I don't experience the jealousy a lot, not a lot.
You should have seen
The
Lady
only
Chan's face when you said children.
well, it's the same. The only argument has
True.
never been jealousy. The only argument is time. Time is something that because I can't be everywhere at once. You know what I mean? So that's the only real thing that I've managed that that sometimes they might have an issue with is just time. But jealousy, I don't really go through that a lot.
I let me just say this: people on Kevin and on Captain side. I think Captain already closed it or not. No, yes, no, he didn't. People on Captain and on Kevin's side, I'm going to close the streams now that they are leaving. Captain, you have a show right after this, right?
Yeah, I got to get ready for a show. But I do appreciate y'all having me on next time, and we can start on time. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, for these type of conversations, we need more women. Like we
Yeah.
shouldn't have the system. Yeah, we need more women. For this type of conversation instead of a bunch of niggas on the damn panel
Hey,
talking to us.
Captain, Hey, Captain, we are trying to make it kind of level edit, but we don't have the
Yeah,
cloud that
like the
y'all have.
last live, we had a good mix of
But
men
you
and
know what,
women.
Captain, we are trying to get to your level of power so women actually don't flake on us, because when they're powerful and famous, nobody flakes. When you have 5,000 subscribers, so we try our best, brother.
Hey, we have
Well,
so
if y'all
many.
do a part two,
We
let
gonna
me know.
try.
I'll glad. Yeah,
Captain,
if y'all
sorry,
do a
y'all.
part two, let me know.
We get a whole bunch of. Oh, sorry, I can't make it. Last minute. Sorry, I can't make it. Sorry, we can't make it. Sorry, we
Oh,
can't make it.
okay.
Captain, have you got a whole YouTube channel? You do, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
all the links are in the chat. And Captain, actually, on Sunday we're going to have a ladies first. We're kind of going to
Yeah, I
flip.
might come in on that.
Yeah, we're going
on
to
that
do the
on
second
Sunday.
part on polygamy with the ladies on the panel, so that's probably going to
Yeah,
be exciting.
send me the link for that. I'll definitely join. I appreciate y'all following me. Hey, to the lady, do you have a YouTube channel as well? Because I'll
Yes.
follow you.
I do have a YouTube
Okay.
channel, but I'm a boxing analyst, so it's boxing.
Hey,
Yeah,
Captain,
that's
I'll make
fine.
sure
I
I'll
listen, I
send you.
watch boxing.
Oh,
I watch
okay.
boxing. I'll support your little channel. I'll support your
Yeah.
boxing channel.
A little channel. And why did it got to be little? Why does it got to be little?
Yeah, no problem. All
Why
right,
does
so
my
I appreciate you. You said what?
Why does my channel have to be little?
Oh, she on it. She want that smoke.
I didn't mean it like if I offended, I apologize.
I could have 500,000 subs, sir. How would you know?
Okay, say that then.
I didn't mean it that way. I
I know.
apologize if you did.
I have
Oh, okay.
500,000.
Hey,
I was
no
just
sweat,
talking.
no sweat, Captain, no sweat.
No sweat.
Thank
That's
you.
right. No sweat.
And
All
I
right,
will
y'all
be.
be easy, man. I'll see y'all next time.
Hey,
Appreciate
be
you very
safe,
much.
Cap.
Salute to you.
Bye-bye.
And let me because Six was adamant about like this topic kind of was inspired on what Six said a couple of weeks ago about the situation with Captain. So we're going to make sure that we pass him the microphone and we welcome Big John, Mr. No Sleep. And I want to hear from Mr. King too now that he's done eating. Alan, thank you very much for being here, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
I'll repeat again, all the links to the content creators are going to be on the chat. There's 600 people still watching. If you want to continue to watch the show and you are outside of whatever we have going on, just Google, just YouTube Team Fatty, and you're going to find the channel and come to the site, please. I can drop links because I don't have ranches on other people's channels. So let me read the super chat real quick, and then I'll open the panel for everybody. So we continue the conversation. Marquise Kills, $5. I never had a woman stop talking to me after I tell her I have multiple women. Thank you very much, sir. Marcos Antonio Castillo in the building says, why Wesley look like a scroll for Marvel Comics? That's crazy. Tio, thank you very much for the 10 untouchable membership. Salute to you, brother.
I believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
The untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you, Tio, the sponsor of the show for now, with the $100. Marquise, $5 says, a woman that can sleep with multiple men is broken. Thank you very much, Marquise. Deborah in the building saying, have a great show. Fatty then. You left, Deborah? That's crazy. The Powder Dusty Wesley has 205 subs, 5K subs, and 23 watching right now. You bought too many, bro. I think Flo is mad because of what Captain Tezurak said about white men. Sorry, Flo. My bad. Flo is going to be on the show tomorrow. We're going to talk about the two sides of the streets, cops versus reformed ninjas. Okay. Thank you very much, Shadow Dragon TV. I appreciate you for the untouchable membership. Salute to you. Ed Tech is in the building with $20 gold. Shout out to Kev, Fatty, Ali, and Kevin. I know he's going to take a couple of clips from this. So appreciate you, Check. Thank you very much for all the love. And thank you for tagging us on the last time on the comments. I appreciate that. That helped a lot. Okay. Appreciate you. Theo in the building says feminism will slap you straight across the face if you tell or try to teach these women that today. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Go ahead and follow Captain, follow ILKAN Ali, follow Mr. King Talk, and my boy Nino in the building, member of the Untouchable Empire for 2 full years. Shout out to you, Nino, at day one.
So, you think you're untouchable?
And again, friends, we're trying to get to 500 members on Discord, so please join the Discord. Please join the Discord. Please join the Discord. Lady Chen, go ahead and follow her, please. I appreciate you. Go ahead and follow Jeremy always, even though he went to his Instagram to complain about us on his Instagram stories. This is Ali's fault. I'll blame Ali for this. But thank you very much, Jeremy, for giving us your time, man. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Black Dawn says, sweet. Another fatty show. Reads panelist title, join my channel for my polygamy curriculum. What the fuck kind of degenerate shit? Damn, that's crazy. Thank you very much, Black Dawn. Theo says, Jeremy looking for solutions. Go create the solution if you're tired of hearing about the problem. Thank you very much, Theo. We have Big Giz in the building saying a whole quarter pounder. Shout out to Big Giz member for 25 months. Another man on the 2-year group. Shout out to my boy Spoon Saza for gifting me untouchable memberships. We got all the goals today. Thank you very much, Spoon Saza. Appreciate you.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Salute to you. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing good, Spoon Saza. We have J.O. He says, Fatty, be on. King, you better not say who hurt you again. I don't want to fight you, King. To say who hurt you again. Uncle Tom, $10 says, shout out to Fatty and ILKAN. Thank you very much, Uncle Tom. I hope you're doing good. I appreciate you. We have Smith. Noy one gifted 1 untouchable membership. Thank you very much,
Untouchable Empire, baby.
I appreciate you. Salute to you. Tariq in the building with the $10. Thank you very much, Tariq. I appreciate you. Salute to you. We have more 3 to go. Richard Root says, I'm sorry, Sirac Ecclesiasticus.
Sirac Ecclesiasticus. Sirac Ecclesiasticus 26, 1 through 4.
Damn, there's
Oh my God.
There's the Didi joint. That's crazy. The Sirac. Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate you.
Oh Lord.
Appreciate you for the Sirac, Richard. Salute to you, brother. Hey, I need to start reading some religious books because this shit is crazy. Solomon.
That nigga said
Solomon. Is this the R. Solomon Ali? We've been looking for him. I don't know if he's our Solomon. Shout out to Solomon in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you for the $20. And finally, Lady Chan, member almost for 2 years. She says she is in the Buddhism.
In the Buddhism.
Thank you very much, Lady Chan. I appreciate you. Kelly, I don't know where you've been, so please come back. Shout out to my boy Theo for the $30 via Cash App. And shout out to my boy Carl Anderson with very sage advice. He sent $50 via PayPal. I'm listening to you, brother. I appreciate you. We need $70 to get all the goals today and to get the hamburger fund. So $80, $70 via Cash App or PayPal so we can get all our goals.
I would like to buy the burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
The burger.
So let's go back to the show. And Echo Stop spamming the chat with things that make no sense. Thank you very much.
It's time to do.
6. Let me go to you real quick. 6. Why did I'm assuming, so please correct me, right? And again, people on Kevin's side and on Captain's side, please, if you want to continue to watch the conversation, jump over here. Team Fatty Show. Okay, Team Fatty, Team Fatty, Team Fatty. 6. What it sounded like you had a negative opinion about poly relationships, right? If yes, if I'm correct, why do you have that said opinion?
I don't inherently have a negative opinion on what anyone does sexually because it doesn't affect me. But I feel there's a responsible way and an irresponsible way to do anything. 1. 2,